Monday, January 9th, 2023. It's a brand new year. How exciting. And this is the Town of Bristol Select Board meeting. Let's review the agenda for addition, removal, or adjustment of any items. Anybody want to add anything to tonight's agenda? Or something that I didn't put on the agenda?
The only thing I'd like to say is it's really good to have Valerie and Joel back with us.
We can't keep them away.
Glutton for punishment.
Yes, it's most excellent to see both of them
On the mend.
Yes. Unbelievable.
I know, it's hard to believe, but Joel even looks good.
I know. He must have gotten some nice lighting in his house there.
Not that you
Excellent.
look bad, Valerie.
All right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hoping
No
nothing's-
additions. Overview of Zoom meeting operation and procedures. The usual. Please mute your microphones. Let me just check if that's true of everyone. That needs to be muted. Yep. And make sure that you're recognized by myself, the chair, if you wish to speak. Moving on, public forum. This is a place for up to 5 minutes to discuss something that's not on this evening's agenda. Okay. Who's it? Just so I know, who's in the offices there? Michelle or Peeker?
Meredith, Eric, and Bruce.
Okay, thank you. All right.
All our key players.
Yeah. Let's do department head roundtable. Item 3. 5 minutes per person. Let's start with Sharon, town clerk.
Good evening. Update on the land record software. It's still down. They're still dealing with the cyber attack they had Christmas weekend. And because of all the forensics and everything, they have run out of space. They go into protection mode when it gets too full. So hopefully this Wednesday, they're going to get more equipment so that hopefully by the end of the week, if we're lucky, or the beginning of next week, it's back up and running. So it's everybody who has COTS has been down, and luckily this is a slow time of year. So hasn't had a huge impact, but it is a problem because I'm at a standstill. I can't do any more there. So we're
you
working
can't
through
do any
that.
recording, Sharon? You can't
No,
do
I
any
cannot.
recording, right?
No, I cannot.
I mean, I know we can't search, but
No.
yeah.
And the only thing I have, because my a few of my books aren't printed, I do have my day sheet, so I can tell you if you're looking for a mortgage or anything like that. I don't have copies at my hands, but I can tell you what book and page it was recorded in and whatnot. But as far as deeds and those kind of transactions, because I make copies for the listers, we do have a secondary place to get those if we need to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but everybody's plodding along, and most people have been pretty understanding. So, elections are moving along. I've gotten several petitions, even some candidate petitions already, and quite a few appropriation ones. So that's moving along. Starting dog registrations. We're closing out 1 year, starting another year. We should be seeing weight permits coming in probably soon, since those are up. So it's just a lot of stuff that's going on. And we just sent out water bills last week. Sewer bills went out. Anthony's not on yet, but he actually did delinquent tax bills last week. So he ran those and we got those out the door. So I think we're up to date on any kind of billing that we need to do right now. So that's what I have.
Okay. And I'm working with you on the town report as well,
yes.
Collecting materials and things like that. So that's humming along.
And everything that I have is out in the Dropbox right now.
Okay, excellent. I'll go through that this week. Super. Any questions for Sharon this evening? All right. moving on. Let's do Meredith, Recreation Department.
Alrighty, so we're gearing up for.
You might want to come up here
Yeah.
too.
It's hiding behind Peter.
Not allowed.
All right, so we're gearing up for a few events that are happening this month. So January 28th, we have a square dancing event, and it's free to the public. Donations greatly appreciated. Rusted Louise is coming to the Holly Hall February 11th. That's always a good time. And then we're getting ready for summer already. So we've got our camp dates set. We're looking for an assistant counselor because our assistant's not coming back. And those registrations will start February 1st for the summer of 2023. Pottery is doing really well. Dance is doing really well. Gymnastics. So BRD is doing well.
Excellent. Any questions from Meredith? All right. We will see you later on for some budget discussions.
She's going to get grilled later on. We don't need to grill her now.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's move on. Thank you, Meredith. Let's move on to Anthony, Treasurer's Office.
Hi, everyone. Just to give you an update, Peter Ryan's last day was Friday. We had a little sending off. I know.
Did he just decide Friday? That was that last day.
No, I mean, this was sort of in the works. I think the general consensus was we would have something more formal eventually to properly send off the service to the town that he's provided. Another thing I've been working on, just budgeting budgets and quarterly reports. I'm also in the process of W-2s and talking with the federal government and the IRS about the changes and do they impact us this year or next year. I don't know if anyone's aware, but the IRS, in order to combat inflation, has made some slight changes to tax brackets. And I'm just trying to get some more clarification on that. And then I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions for Anthony? All right, moving on. Bruce, Police Department.
Well, they're setting a precedent, Eric. That means you're going to have to come up here.
Yeah, but they can see me from here.
So for the month of December, we generated 309 incident reports. Of those, 53 were traffic related. And one of them was an alarm call at 4:30 in the morning, which Eric backed me up on. So I appreciate that he was out at that hour. And we finally got the lettering on our car. So the new vehicle has lettering, so you know it's a police car.
So 309 and only 53 were traffic stops. Oh man.
It's 10 a day. It's busy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Bruce. Any questions for Bruce?
Lights and everything on the cruiser already? Yeah. So is it in service?
It's in service, but we have 2 minor pieces of equipment we're waiting for. So.
All right, great. Thank you, Bruce. And finally, Eric, hiding at the back there.
Don't forget Brett.
Brett's on, but he's facilitating a officers meeting, so he's
Okay.
passively listening.
Okay.
We had a truck down all of last week. Bed chain got broke, ripped out the bed chain floor rotted, ripped out the bed chain sprocket, the whole 9 yards. So we got that all put back together and fixed. The Freightliner now is going over to Bristol Diesel. That's got a leak on the transmission where the pump bolts. So hopefully that'll be an easy fix over there. We've been going around cleaning up debris from the storm, with the wind and everything last weekend. And I rented a chipper, so we're gonna start tomorrow. We're gonna start going around chipping all the brush and blowing it back into the woods. So that's basically the gist of it.
Any major damage that you've had to contend with?
Yeah, Estes got hit hard. That was the worst road that we got, was up on Estes. So they've made contact with their forester guy up there, and he's gonna come down and look at it, and I believe Lathrops are gonna be going up and picking up the logs and stuff that are on the side of the road and cleaning up stuff up there, so hopefully we won't have to take care of that.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any questions for Eric? All right, thank you, Eric. Okay, moving on. Item 4, regular business. Item 1 in regular business, Bristol Fire Department firefighter Karen Hoff leave of absent request.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. All those against, nay. Motion carries. Excellent. All right. And I don't know if Brett will be able to join us for this. We'll see. Item
I'm
2.
here, yeah, and can answer.
Okay. Okay. Item 2, Bristol Fire Department authorized Chief Brett LaRose to sell fire station air compressor. Do you have details for us, Brett?
Thank you. The fire station air compressor that sits up on the mezzanine in the apparatus bay, the garage part of the fire station. It's been here since we moved in back in July of 16. It served us pretty well. However, the last year has presented some significant issues with the compressor, specifically regarding the acquisition of parts for it. That's the world we live in today. Getting parts to fix anything is very difficult. But as we've learned in working with the service provider over the years, as they continue to tell us every year when they're here servicing it, it's an air compressor that's designed to be used like every day, all day. In a very commercial grade compressor, and that's not how it's utilized here. It supplies air to the air brakes on the trucks, and it of course fills a very large air storage tank on the mezzanine, which blows that airborne. So we obviously have a tremendous amount of moisture buildup in it, and just issues related to that. But back to my original point, about 10 months ago, the compressor went down, and the part was put on order by the service provider, and 6 months later, the part showed up. We got the compressor repaired, and about 4 days later, it went down again. And it remained offline for an additional 4 months. It was a different part. And we talked amongst ourselves in-house, talking with my apparatus officers and others with experience, and just looking at, what do we need for a solution here? And the solution we need here is much less of a commercial grade compressor than we have today. So I said, as soon as I get that thing up and running, which we did, I immediately had an electrician and a plumber here to disconnect the hardwired electrical components and the plumbing aspect of it. So that compressor is no longer in operation here, and it is ready to move. And we have since purchased a much smaller DeWalt air compressor that will more than suffice what we need to do here on a day-to-day, during day-to-day operations. So I'm simply looking for authorization to sell the Chicago pneumatic air compressor up on the mezzanine. And I don't know what the town's process is I know of one interested party already. And actually, because of the posting of the select board agenda that went out the other night, I received an inquiry from another interested party about that same compressor. So I know of 2 interested parties. So I don't know if there's a process for selling this, or is it a first come, first serve? So I'm just asking you folks the question.
The one who's got the highest bid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
How do you get it off the mezzanine?
Yeah, and I, from my perspective, if the town, wants to go a different route, I certainly will be looking for the assistance of the town clerk or whomever to do any necessary advertisement. I'm ready to sell it tomorrow to an interested party. If you guys say I can do whatever I want, but if that is not acceptable, then I'm going to need assistance with the sale of it.
I think I'm fine with you handling it yourself. I think if you've already got 2 interested parties, I think you're well on your way to selling it. So,
I mean, I assume you know what it's worth, so.
yeah.
I just researched similar air compressors, the same vintage, got a ballpark, and certainly not in the business of making money over here, but I don't want to take anybody to the cleaners, but don't want to lose. But what I can say with certainty is the potential sale of this compressor will more than cover the cost of the replacement compressor.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. I'm fine with that. Are other folks fine with Brett selling it?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we authorize Brett to sell the fire station air compressor for whatever best price he can get.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay. Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Raise your hand. Aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Motion carries. Go ahead, Brett.
Thank you all for your support. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Bigger. Does he need help getting it off?
Brett, Eric wants to know if you need help getting that down.
Well, one of the persons who's interested in it, if they were to purchase this compressor, the deal I was arranging with them is you have to take down the old one and you have to put up the new one. So
there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But
I guess
Eric, if I do get into a pinch, I certainly will connect with you about some assistance. So thank you for that.
Okay, yep, no problem.
Great. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Brett.
Thanks all.
Okay. Moving on. Item 3, Hardscrabble Cemetery cleanup and repairs. So we received word that there was quite a lot of damage with downed trees at Hardscrabble Cemetery. And we had Greg Butler go out and take a look at it. And he's provided a quote, and I'll bring that up now.
Actually, he mows that cemetery for us.
Right.
So he approached me because he noticed there was a lot of damage there.
That's great.
it's not real hard to notice.
Right. You're right. You're right there, Peter. So obviously,
Like 3 trees, but they're big.
Ian,
Yeah, Joe?
just for Greg's protection, should we reveal the amount now or not, in case if we want to go out to bid for it? That's all I'm at, just to protect him.
Sure. People's thoughts on going out to bid, is this something we would want to do?
Not that I recommend or not recommend, but
Right.
decide it's too high and go out
Yeah.
to bid, then
What are other board members' thoughts?
Well, I didn't realize somebody had already offered to clean it up, or Greg had. But
Yeah.
my thought was, I have a machine up there big enough to pick the trees up if the highway department wanted to just lop them off, and I'm willing to do that, and that would make the cleanup
Easier.
a lot easier for him. I mean, you're
Okay.
talking trees that are 2 foot thick. They're not little trees by any means.
Yeah, I didn't see the pictures online,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
even
what
said
we
some of the
lost or-
headstones are damaged as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd be willing to pick the bigger stuff up if Eric was willing to lock it into 10, 15 foot chunks.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I would approach Hills to see if we could pick them from the back side, so we wouldn't have to get into the cemetery, and then there'd just be the brush to clean up.
Okay. So perhaps if you're willing to do that, Peter, working with Eric, maybe we then have Greg revise his quote after you guys have done that. Does that sound fair?
I would think so. I mean, there's not, the stumps that are there, if they're uprooted, I don't know that he has anything big enough to deal with those.
Okay.
And the log, and like I said, the butt logs are pretty good size as well. But most of that I can reach right from the backside of right from Hill's Field if they'll allow us to go in there.
Okay.
Peter, tell me, did the front of the cemetery where we want to put the new fence up to those?
No, we didn't, no damage at all there, Joel. No damage where we needed it.
Figured that. That hardscrabble area must have got hit. Brother Peter, who lives just up the road, had 35 trees on his property now. It looks like a war zone on his property. On Loris Lane.
Well, your brother-in-law's yard was the same way.
Yeah, big pine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Rod lost a bunch of his roof, and a great big pine took down the power that goes down back and pulled our pole over into the road. It was a fair amount of damage up through that section.
Yeah, that's what got hit the hardest for Bristol, is up through that corridor.
So,
Okay.
I mean,
All right. So let's have, so Peter, if you're willing to do that, thank you very much. And working with Eric, and then we can see what we have left at the end of that cleanup, and then reach out to Greg if we need to.
Oh, I would assume, I don't think Eric wants to go in and clean all the small brush and everything up.
Yeah. Okay.
but it might, Eric, you said you were running a chipper. It might, if you work with Greg, and I don't know if he has a chipper or not.
No, he was gonna rent one because he's got other places that he's gonna be chipping wood.
Oh,
for.
okay. And if he's got other
But-
places he's going to chip for
Yeah.
them. But if he wasn't, he could, we could somehow make a thing with Eric, because Eric's renting one already.
Yeah, but the only thing, Joel, I'm only gonna have it for today and tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
For this time around, because of the storm and everything coming in Thursday, I can't see paying rent on it and have it just sit in the barn.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I understand. If he's gonna, and he's got other property to do, he'll run his own and bill us.
Okay. All right. So let's do, I'm okay with that. Do we want, let's see, it was just a discussion about this. So I guess if we don't need a motion for that. But we'll have, once the work is completed, I guess maybe Sharon, if you're willing, could reach out to Greg, or you, now that we've made a decision about this, perhaps you could reach out tomorrow or the next day to Greg and just sort of update him with what the select board has decided to do, and then we can reach out to him when the work is completed. Does that sound okay, Sharon? Okay. All right.
Yeah, I can reach out to him and let him know.
Yeah, just so we're updated.
I can just take them up and put them up on the pile.
You just gonna
I'll throw them in the truck and take them up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so just let me know when you wanna do it.
Okay,
And
great.
then-
Thank you, Peter. And
No,
thank you, Eric.
it'll be soon, because it's froze now and I can get down there and.
Okay, great. Thank you, Peter. All right. Shall we move on? Item 4, personnel policy update.
Peter,
Martin.
wait, Ian, Peter, if you work in the right of way, you better get a permit from Michelle.
It's not in the right of way.
All right. Item 4, personnel policy update. Martin Luther King and Indigenous Peoples Day. So for this, we've had.
We need to it's section 22.
Yeah.
If you need to know that. We just need to add these two there. I mean, I know we're working on revising the policy
Right.
anyway, but.
I think we can add this, and then this is just an amendment, and then we continue our updating, correct?
Right, I think we could do the amendment, and then once we get to revising it, we'll just add it to that, those
I
2
think that's
days.
fine. And then this will match what the police department has. Is that correct? They
Right.
have both of those days? Okay. All right. I
Giving
entertain a
Eric
motion for
more
that.
time off that he's not gonna use?
Thank you.
Well, remember, it's not just Eric who works for the town.
Yeah.
We have
so-
a lot of different people. So,
You
but
know,
you're right.
Ian,
Go ahead, Joe.
I don't want to be a horse's butt, but I will be. I'd be agreeing to both of these. I get them both. It's a holiday for the bank, and I agree with it. But I don't. How I feel about the day after Thanksgiving. It's not a holiday. It's just the day after Thanksgiving, and I'd be willing to give, they want to give that one up. I'd be willing to give both of these. It's not a holiday. Most people go back to work on Friday.
Only those people that work in banks and stores.
And lawyers, well, okay.
Yeah.
That's how I
We get
feel.
it off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say state, I'm gonna type it out too.
Yeah, state, federal.
It's a
Sometimes.
floater for the state.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. I'd entertain a motion on this.
I make a motion that we amend the personnel policy to add Martin Luther King and Indigenous People Day as 2 additional days, paid days off, I guess is how I better put it.
Second.
Yeah. Paid holiday leave. Okay. All right. We have a motion and a second. Who was the second on that, please?
Peeker.
Oh, I raised my hand and you're not looking.
Okay, Peter, thank you. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye, raise your hand. Aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay.
So just to clarify, Martin Luther King's Day is the 16th, so we will be closed.
16th
Of January.
January.
If you were planning on having a
Seriously?
meeting that night for budget.
We are.
You may get a 3-day weekend.
Choices.
Yeah,
Priorities.
correct. Yes, we do have a meeting that weekend, or that night,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay. All right. Okay, moving on. Ooh, item 5, budget workshop. Recreation Department.
She is
Preliminary
ready. She's
budget
got
review
papers
and other sections.
I'm hopefully
Okay.
that Anthony can pull up the,
I'll do it. I'm
oh,
ready.
thanks, Ian.
Yeah, I printed it off, downloaded it, and then left my computer at home. So it's like,
All right, hang on one sec. Let's see if I can find this. Here it is. Boop. All right, what can people see? Quite a lot. Let's go a little bit bigger. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. And we'll get to the right, obviously, department. There we go. All right, let's see what people can see there. Oh, I can't zoom in. Oh, maybe I can zoom in.
This looks great.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
good here.
I can go a little bit more if you'd like. There we go. Yeah, there's actually a little preview I can see of what's being shown. Okay, so we've got, let me just check and make sure that we've got everything in here. Because we're trying to make this slightly less complicated with multiple files going around. So this is our master document for the entire budget. And this is how I'd like to work on this going forward instead of having separate sheets or separate workbooks, which gets very complicated. So Merritt, if you plugged in stuff into a separate one that you sent out today, I plugged those numbers in here. So they should match with what you've got. Anthony did some updating in terms of actuals, which was nice. So you want to talk us through it in terms of revenues
Sure.
and then expenditures?
Yeah, and just kind of talking about, every time I tried opening it, it said read only. And that's
Yeah,
why
I know.
select.
Yeah.
Just so as you can see, we're asking, we'll start with the program registration fees, 55,000. We're at 33,448, so 60%. We still have a few camps that we'll include on that before June 30th, and some other, gymnastics and dance, and a few. Actually, we're doing camps on February and April breaks, so that's going to bring in some program fees. So I feel like we're doing very well in that. So then, does anybody have any questions about that program registration fee? We probably will be looking at a little bit more additional costs to the programs next year. We're kind of holding tight for this year. So swimming, we're finally getting back to bringing in some money for swimming. Still nothing like what we have there because I can't seem to get lifeguards, instructors to do the swim program. So what we're doing right now is when we have swim during the February or any of the school breaks, it's open swim, it's $5 per swimmer. It actually adds up pretty quick. We limit it to 25 swimmers to the pool, and we have 3 sessions. So we've actually made almost about $600 on each one of those. But moving forward for the February and April break, we're bringing swim lessons in, only levels 1, 2, and hopefully 3. Considering that's really a big thing that people are asking for, levels 1, 2, and 3 for the little kids age 4 to 12. If we get a couple of 12-year-olds, we'll put them together so they're not swimming with 4-year-olds. And that's a big ask from the community because, you know, we have Bartlett's, we've got the Bristol Pond, people have pools in the backyard, and levels 1 and 2 are really important. It gives the little kids that ability to at least float. So we're moving along with that. You'll see that the actual so far is $3,000 that we've brought in. We'll probably bring in another $1,000. That's what that note is there. So, and that's low. I think we could actually make more than that. So we're moving along on that. And I think once we get an established swim program, we'll be back to the numbers that we really want to see before COVID.
Are the lifeguards the issue because we just don't have the kids certified around here? Because I used to do it, the high school kids that used to do it.
Yeah, but it's starting to happen more and more. So, and we've used the Virgins people.
No, I was going to say, what about Middlebury?
Yeah, and I've also been in touch with the Master Swim, and there's actually some folks considering to be an instructor. Yeah, so like I said, I feel like we're going to be able to grow that sport. Town yep.
Do you feel the 12 seems awfully high? I mean, I know that we're dealing with the aftermath of COVID, but you're at 3,000 now. You say maybe another 1,000. Potentially you get 5. Do you want to put that down from 12? I just have a feeling you might never reach 12.
We're not going to reach 12 in this next coming year. So, but I feel like I don't, you know, if we were to drop it to 8,000, and I think that's an actual reasonable,
A doable number.
Okay.
yeah, doable number, because considering July 1st is the next year.
Yes.
That is, and I've got the pool already set aside Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 in July.
Okay.
So I have it ready.
And if you go over that, there's obviously nothing wrong with that, but it gives you a little bit more realistic in terms of your total revenues coming in if we drop that to 8.
Right, and then when we get down to the expenditures, we'll want to change that as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So 8,000 to town appropriations. Everybody's done great. Thank you to all the other towns. The youth center. So 3,800. We brought in 4,185.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a hip hooray.
Yep.
In discussion with Taylor, and she's on here as well. We were just going to keep it at that.
Okay.
And then actually really consider it for next year, raising it. Pottery studio, kicking butt.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's like getting a second wind. And honestly, the programs haven't stopped yet, so we're probably looking at another $800.
Why do you think it's been so great? I mean, we've struggled for years with pottery.
You know, I don't know, honestly. I mean, Motlocks, you know what? She actually added another class for adults, and then added a women's Wednesday morning, and that's full. But I'll tell you what, they're adults, they're literally fighting to get into the class. So it's pretty amazing. And we've shortened the number. So back in the day, we would have 8 in there, and now we have 5. So we've cut the maximum of people who can be in there, and maybe it's spanning, so people can't get in, so they get into the next class.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
it's also I mean, it's great to see that revenue coming in. You know, it's also one of those things as we get down to expenditures, you're going to see that the expenditures are high on that, and you know, I think we've always known that. You know, it's a very popular thing, but there are limitations to it in terms of really being able to bring a lot more revenue in over the expenditures, just because of Matlock's time, how big the space is, and things like that. So it's great to see it still growing, though. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and when we get down to the expenditures, we do have to consider that the rent is going to be raised. It hasn't been raised in like
A long
10
time.
years. So yeah,
Right.
so
We have a
the
new building
landowners-
owner, new
Yeah.
property owner for that particular
It was
building.
great. Yeah, Erin was, we locked in for the rest of this year.
Great.
And so then it'll get raised up to 780, I think it is. But anyways,
What's it currently?
600 or 650.
650, yeah. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Pottery Studio, Holly Hall events, finally getting
Yeah.
there. Well, I mean, we definitely went over, and that was from the murder mystery that we
That's
pulled
awesome.
off.
Oh yes, that was great.
Yeah, and people are they're wanting another one, so we'll have to figure that out what the next one will be. And I just want to let you know what I add into those Holly Hall events is the trolley rides, anything that's happening around that, and also the memory trees and part of that as well. So we're doing really well on that. You can see I raised it. So we were at 2,000. I brought it back up to $3,500.
Yeah.
And then the rentals, we're still doing really well. It says 5,000. I think actually we'll hit that. There are outstanding invoices that need to come in before a few people's events. Always collect on drumming, so I would say that we'll either just get to that or be a little over.
Okay. Terrific. And then sponsorship donations.
So whenever that comes through, we definitely, I put that stuff into the scholarship. Our scholarship is healthy. One of the things that Taylor and I are considering we'd like to do, and I think we will do it, is have a camp that is fully covered by scholarships. One of the mountain bike camps in July will be a full scholarship camp. We're working out how we can go about doing that. The money's there. It's just the process of getting the right people.
I was going to say,
take
how do you
advantage of it.
determine who gets a scholarship?
Yeah. So one of the thoughts for the mountain bike camps is the parents with the children need to answer, the question is why do you want to do this camp and what we can get in return. So, and then when I say in return, like volunteer. So I'm trying to build up our volunteer base from those folks that have received scholarship funds. All right, so all the labor stuff is locked in. Thank you, Valerie, for plugging that stuff in. And we'll get to the mileage. I always forget to add the mileage when I go somewhere. I just kind of like absorb it.
That's what Google Maps is for,
I know.
You can figure out what the mileage is.
So the transportation has been, it's great. I'm so glad that we added that line. I know that we haven't tapped out at 5,000. The reason, just to remind you guys, is that if we come across one of those vehicles like the Addison County Transit and they sell their van to $1,000 to us, within the 5,000 is the billing and the title and getting it so it's insurance and all that fun stuff. But right now what we're doing is we're renting the Betcha bus for our camps. Those Betcha buses for the bike camps, it's like $700, but I've got about 16, 18 kids, so I have to use that bus instead of doing a 15-passenger bus. And then because we're doing camps February and April, we're looking into renting a bus during that time so we can take the kids somewhere off campus, off town.
Just a thought on busing. Red Cedar has a.
Oh, I did. I talked to the guy.
You did, okay.
He was filling his. Oh yeah, if I see a bus, I'm like, hey. He said just reach out to Red Cedar and ask them if we can rent their bus, and he would come with us.
I have already, and they said no, they can't.
The bus driver was nice enough to be like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, no, my emails right there, and they're like, nah. I think because I can look at my emails, I'm fairly certain it was an insurance thing, or something like that. And then this past summer, we also partnered with the Parent-Child Center in Middlebury, and we're borrowing their passenger van at a very low cost, which is really fantastic. I'm hoping we'll be able to utilize that resource again this summer, but it seems like in exchanges, some email exchanges with their it seems like their fleet has changed slightly, so it might no longer be a resource to access. It is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
So any other questions for transportation? No. All right. So training.
Do you have? Sorry,
Yeah.
one thing for the bus. Do you have certain baseline specs that you're looking for in terms of your transportation, your bus that you're looking for?
Oh, to purchase? Yeah. So
Yeah.
just like the ACTR, that's what's called, 15 passenger. And really that's it. A van will be fine, but to purchase it through an established company like those transportation companies, I'd rather do that because I feel like the maintenance is much better.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. So moving on to training, we haven't used it all.
Yeah.
But we will. So I'm sending Freddie to some training, so that's just that will be expended. And then supplies.
I mean, you're doing enough training. I mean, if you're not, are you gonna? What do you have plans? Obviously, this is July of this year, starting for a whole other year. Do you have planned to do more training, anything like that?
Yeah, I think want to do a little bit more programming.
Mm-hmm.
So Excel, like advanced Excel, and then also what we're finding is if we become certified, let's take Safe Sitter for example, to be certified in that. It's $80. And then when it's in-house and we're certified, then we're charging $70 per person to take the class. So that, and certifications like that just benefits us if we do it all in-house. So that's where that training will go.
Okay, great.
But also, for example, I took the chainsaw training, just in case I have to get to help Eric chainsaw.
Good. Yeah, I want to
like
make sure you're
$200.
using that and taking advantage of the training.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Meredith, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
You and I might have talked about this before, but I can't remember. You were talking about lifeguards, and I know in the past you would offer to, because that's a costly for a kid to take part in. So I'm just wondering if there's any funds available to help kids pay for that training.
Yeah, I think what I would, that would take that training line pretty quick because it's $400 to become a lifeguard. So I'd have to pull it from the swim, which when we go down there, you'll see there's
okay, there's a swim line I haven't looked at yet.
There is a swim line, but yeah, that's still in consideration. Like there's some of my counselors for mountain bike that I think would be great swim coaches. So that's on the table to send them to get certified.
Yeah, and maybe with some kind of commitment to teach for a season or whatever.
Oh yeah, written commitment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
When I
Thanks.
taught, I didn't know you had to be certified when I taught swim lessons because I was never certified.
Yeah, so you don't have to be certified, but it sure is nice. It kind of puts a commitment. So we're at supplies.
Yep.
Okay. It says one night. I feel like that's not correct. But honestly, we haven't really gotten into the buying for this for
The new programs.
the new programs that we want to do. So, for instance, like we're doing the 50s club, the supplies that we're going to buy is going towards that. So that number that we've already spent, that'll rise. And so next year, I think we'll see it a little bit more further ahead at this time because we'll be spending more.
Okay.
Equipment, we'll probably tap that out to, at the end of this fiscal year. So it seems that's about right. If we were gonna spend closer to that, which I just think that the equipment line is probably pretty good. But the following fiscal year, 2025, I think that will have to be raised up because the bikes, all the equipment that we have will probably be expired by then. Just foreshadowing.
Okay.
The computers, I put my computer in there. I had a new laptop, but I couldn't find how much I pay. I wanted to have exact numbers for the MyRec program. So I just need to add that, and it's about $3,000.
Then you need to add to that
Yeah.
2,300?
Yeah, but I wanted to find the exact amount, so.
So you're gonna be over?
Be over a little bit. Advertising, that's about, that price that you see there, that's for advertising in the Addison Independent for holiday. So I find that the advertising through the AI is pretty expensive, and I'm not sure how many people read that anymore. So
is it different if you just put it online versus in the actual paper? Do they allow you
Yeah,
to do
there's
just
a
a
different-
digital?
yeah, so but everybody does the holidays, so we've got to put it in there. That's the only one that I'll put in there. But the other advertising, we'll probably tap that out. I have I do want to put in the summer camp programs in that, so that'll bring it right up to 5.
Okay.
The rent. So remember, just to kind of recap this. This is for whenever we have to rent BES or MAUSD or any of those things. So even if we don't spend it, it's that's got to be there. Postage. It's $100. I'd like to keep that in there. Telephone, I can't really do anything about. Holly Hall custodial. So I've taken on, it really only takes about an hour for a full clean upstairs. And so I did not look for anybody to hire. So I've been doing it. And if I don't get to it, Freddie gets to it. When I think about it, an hour and then paying somebody who charges $150 for that 1 hour, it just kind of, it's hard for me to
Justify.
justify hiring somebody to do it when I can do it in an hour. But I'd like, just in case, something changes, I think it should still be there. That's okay.
I think so. I mean, it hasn't. You've got nothing out of it. I know, that's the thing. But I mean, it's part of it is that if you've got stuff there that you're never touching, then my suggestion would be to move it to other places if it's not being used in that particular area.
I would say under this particular one, Mayor, I would suggest you to leave it in there because I'm thinking of summer when you're right out straight. Are you really your time is going to be better spent somewhere else than cleaning
That's
Holly?
true.
Yeah. And one of the things is that the Holly Hall barely gets used in the summer because it's so hot in there.
Right.
But when it does add after a long day of camps, cleaning the Holly Hall is not fun.
Yeah. There is potential with one of the items on the ARPA short list is air conditioning in Holly Hall. There isn't a dollar number attached to that yet because of the complications with the historic building. But if that gets approved, and if the select board approve it, and we have a dollar number attached that's within the budget, then there's potential that Holly Hall could get air conditioning upstairs, and then hopefully that would allow you to use that space.
Oh yeah, that'll be a game changer. That'll be
Yeah.
a game changer for all of the programs that run in there.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a giant fan hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. I mean, we were able to renovate down below just because of the nature of the construction in the building. Up above, it's a little bit more difficult, as you know. dealing with that for the last number of years. So I'm hopeful that can be an interesting way to approach that and be able to actually do air conditioning in there, but we'll have to see.
And also, you know, this season's almost over for the custodial. So, I mean, next year,
yeah.
Okay. Considering it's for next year, I just like to leave it in there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, totally fine. And I think what Darla said makes sense.
So printing, gotta keep it in there just as it is. Printing is 802. Anything I do over at Kimball's, that's really what we've been working with on the printing.
Okay.
All right, so the swimming. So obviously we're not bringing in, but we're not giving out. So I would like to drop that actually down to, I mean, honestly, I can't see us going above like $6,000 if we even with a program, because I think how we're moving forward is levels 1, 2, and 3. And when I was doing the swim before COVID, levels 5 and 6 just really didn't exist. And so there was 2 hours where there was pay for not much what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then program. So it used to be, what was it? 32, and then we dropped it down to 25.
Yeah.
But we got to raise that back up. Because just the gymnastics program alone is like 15 grand that's being put out for the contract, and then also like the dance. So the more programs we bring in that are contracted, are more expense that's being put out through that. So we're gonna probably go over that for this by the end of June 30th.
Okay.
Over the 25.
Over the 25.
Okay.
Yeah. Just letting you guys know. I mean, it's success, so.
Is our vehicle?
I don't know what that, I think that, I'm not sure. I think that's just waiting to.
That might be a placeholder from the vehicle above.
Yeah.
Transportation.
Yeah, we ended up putting that under transportation.
Yeah. So my question to you was, if we're putting out that much for programs we're bringing in, like, are they kind of equaling out from what
Yeah,
we're
they're
putting out to what we're coming
finally
in?
equaling out. Events. So we'll be spending. We'll probably just about spend about $2,500. So I'd like to. I think we can keep that there and just be smart in what we spend.
Okay.
And the annual fees, well, that's like the BMI. That's for us to be able to play any music anywhere in the town. So that covers Pocock.
Yeah.
And that's, I want to say, that's like, I don't see it in there, but it's about $300.
I was gonna say, at 1 year it was 570, last year it was 22. This year so far it's nothing.
Yeah, they haven't.
Are those the only annual fees you do?
Yeah, that's the, I think that cost right there, was my Vermont Parks and Recs, and I don't see it on there.
The 350? Where we budgeted 350? Or
yeah, but I don't even see it on
because
there
like last
anywhere.
year in 21-22 was only $22.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So
maybe it just got put in a different.
Yeah, so it's about $300 for us to be a member, and I think they're actually going to raise that up. So honestly, I think we kind of have to raise that, because I would be adding.
BMI. You said your BMI is almost.
Is 3, so we have to raise it to at least 7.
Mayor, is Champlain Valley Telecom still helping with the movies, or do you need to?
Yes, they are great.
Too. Good.
Yeah, and just let you know, I moved those movies. It used to be 5, and now it's 3, because out of the 5, maybe 3 were well attended. And this last year with the 3, they were all well attended.
Good.
I think it helps to have puppies available
Yes.
on the park.
Puppies are always good.
Make a little note there.
She wanted that up to 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's figure out what your annual fees are, what you're going to have to pay, just so we can get it more accurate.
Ian, I'll go into the books
Okay.
and get a better feel and just re-verify that things have been coded correctly.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then MISC, you want to keep that at 3? You're up to 205 right now. Well,
yeah,
you could go over, but
nice.
you haven't been. Yeah.
It's nice to have that because they're.
Yeah. Okay. All right, youth center skate park. So we've got our usual labor here, and then we're going into these. And I don't know if do we have numbers for this? I don't know if Taylor's had a chance to take a look at this and just see.
Yeah. I do. It looks like it's not updated right now.
Yeah.
But
I pulled from whatever Meredith sent today. I pulled
Yeah,
from
and that didn't have the one. So the one that Taylor and I worked on was a read-only copy from the very first budget that we opened up. So
Yeah.
actually, Taylor, you probably have it on your computer
I do,
from the day that we worked on it.
sorry, I'm on. We have extended hours going on right now, and or it's about to close, and so the person running it just called me. So.
Can you send that? Can you email that to me?
Yeah.
If you have the spreadsheet, and then I can just plug in some numbers.
Yeah. I think I put it on.
I can.
Or if you have them in front of you, Meredith, I'll plug them in right now.
So if we just go right down to the mileage. Yeah.
Travel,
Sure.
you mean?
Hang on one sec.
Travel.
There's no mileage on there.
It's
Travel.
All right.
What?
So we kept it at the 150, and the actual, right?
No.
You get 200.
Youth center skate park.
Yeah, are you on
I
your
think
skate park
I
one?
need glasses.
Here, let me see.
I'd let you borrow mine, but mine
I
have to
think it does say
astigmatism.
150 on there though.
No, that's general rec. So you need your youth skate park one. What's this one?
Yeah, see? Blind as a bat.
Okay, youth skate park.
Thank you.
Okay, travel, she's got it 200.
Okay.
Hub rent, 3,600. Supplies, 1,000.
Hold on. So we've got.
It looks about cut the pace, but the food is the questionable one that we're gonna.
Yeah,
Wait.
supplies.
No.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's wait. A hub rent. Your budget is 72, but you're telling me to put it at 36. That doesn't make
No,
sense.
it's 72.
Okay, that's. I just want to make sure of that. All right. Supplies.
We might want to increase. So this year we have had nearly 4,000 kids come into the hub, which is more than anything else. So we're just going through stuff a lot more. Trying to find what I put it on. I'm sorry.
Didn't we raise it?
Well, it's not on here.
It's
It's
not
the
there.
same.
Yeah, so we have like several copies of the budget.
Yeah, I can't find the one that I was working on either. But I think we were going to raise it. I can find it someplace, but can we tentatively put it into 1,500?
Sure.
And then the biggest one was the food, where it doesn't even have it on here. We've been keeping it, I think, way back pre-COVID, before my time, I think it was 2,500. is what maybe more, but I think we want to raise it back up to 2,500. This isn't updated with my current, but for funsies, we have grants that we can cover food right now, but I'm charging everything straight to our food line to see like what do we actually spend, and we're nearly at 2,000 at this point because we've been seeing on average, like our lowest day typically has been around 20 kids, and we've been we hit 50 over 50 last year. So we've been feeding a lot of mouths, which is fantastic. It's phenomenal, and we do still have grants. And that will always be sustaining grant funds.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, because you're at 1,095 now, and you're halfway through. So yeah,
we're over that.
Yeah. I can update the actuals if you want. I just pulled them up.
Yeah,
you want to just do that while you guys are going through it, so you can.
Yeah, sure. You can update the file as we go along.
Yeah.
What do we got, Taylor? What do you got for heat? Want to keep that as the same as 2?
Yeah, keep heat the same. Electricity same. Programs and workshops the same. I think we're gonna keep everything else the same.
Okay.
Taylor, are we getting any grants for the food anymore, or are we? Yeah, because I know at one point. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We still, I'm always going to. Yeah, we still have several grants. That's what I was saying. So right now, I'm charging everything too, but after we kind of get a good idea of like how much do we actually spend on food, I'm going to partial it out the grants that I have set aside specifically for food. So yes, we totally have grants for food, and every year I'm always looking for more grants for food, and we've also received several just like general operation grants, which are really wonderful, which I can use for food too. But yeah, so
I do want to just throw out there. So the maintenance, we're already over.
Yeah.
It's $1,000. So the actual is $1,063.
Okay.
Instead of $989. So
okay.
By June that'll be tapped out. So I'm hoping. I heard that ARPA is considering looking at the skate park.
Yep, that's on the list.
Cool.
That'll help with that.
Was primarily spent on the skate park and redoing one of the annual ramps. We're hoping to redo the asphalt. At some point, someone was supposed to do it, and we were going to pay them, but then they ghosted us, so that was a bummer. But we haven't re-attention because it's really cracked now, and but we had plans.
But did you say you did pay them, or you were going to pay them?
We're going to pay them.
Okay, good.
No, we paid them. They ghosted us, and they just let it be.
I know.
Well, what's nice is that the Bristol Rec Club set aside $1,000 to help go towards the resurfacing of the skate park as well. But those cracks we're gonna have to figure something out, because if you're a skater or scooter, those do catch the wheels. I mean, if you're a mountain biker, it's fine.
It's only getting worse, and we have to do another big push again. But yeah, because like I said, we had every intention, and then they just stopped talking to us.
Yeah.
So are we saying we have to up this?
Yeah. You're thinking, like, Michelle, the maintenance line?
Yeah. So are we saying we need to put it up to like $2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, $2,000. Worst case, we don't use it. Or best case, we don't use it.
Yes. I mean, and again, as I said, like ARPA, it's definitely the skate park and hub is definitely very high on the list. So I think it will be coming across the select board table fairly soon. And so I'm hoping that even if it does get put up, you're going to be able to offset that with ARPA funds.
Well, your actuals are going up.
Yeah, I know. They're slowly creeping up as we go down. They're creeping up.
Yeah, what I said we've had, which is phenomenal. We've had the busiest year on our records. We've taken a lot of our records, and for months, and so it's been, you know, I had to reach out to the person who designed our sign-in system, being like, hey, can you actually, like, for whatever reason, it's not letting us go above 50. Could you like make it fit? Which was really cool. That we had never ran into that before. But it also means that we're spending more money.
Right. All right. What do we got for the pottery studio?
So thank you, Taylor, so much.
For sure. Yeah. Going ahead.
Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you, guys.
Good night.
The rent for the clay studio. So that's going to be
$780, you said, right?
So it's $9,360.
Okay.
Other than that, everything is
Status quo.
Yeah.
Okay. Labor still the same for Matlock?
Yeah, for this year, for this next year. And then we'll be looking at doing a new contract the following year, depending on where we are.
Okay. I mean, the rent, it's, you know, it's a shame that it's gone up, but I think we've been at a pretty good price, or that price for quite a long time since Aaron's owned that building. So
it's true.
To be expected with a new owner.
And also, we're already seeing maintenance to the building where we were not seeing maintenance.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's all she wrote. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Just seeing if you're asleep yet. Yeah.
We're good.
Okay.
Right.
What was the, so for this one, Meredith, special event? We've got nothing in here. Is that not being used? What was that?
It's been, I think that just keeps hanging on every year. It hangs out
Well, I'm
there.
going to hide that because if it's 0, I'm taking it out. All right.
Okay.
And then, your part-time labor for the youth center and the skate park. What are your plans for this year? Or this coming year, rather?
I know that Jackie is paid through grants.
Okay.
So, and then anything that's camp related, it comes out of the rec, not out of the youth center.
Okay. All right. So maybe that's why it's been 0 for that last few years. Okay. All right. Fantastic. So this was what I'll do is for this, since this is the master document, I'll give you some sort of permissions to look at it online, and then you won't have to deal with multiple sheets. You can look at it. Taylor can look at it. I'll get that set up.
Okay.
It's too complicated. It's too complicated having it with multiple sheets. Even if we're plugging it in, it's still, and we can set this up so you can review it and make suggestions, and then we can, Val or whoever can approve, or select board can approve at the next meeting or whatever.
Okay, so it'll still be at a read only. I'll just accompany it with
or review it.
email.
You can. I was setting up today with Anthony and with Sharon. It's like it's outside of just us select board getting it. There's various levels, and I need to figure out what the levels mean. And then I'll set you up. I think review is sort of like you can look at it and make changes, and then it will come through to the administrator as to accept and things like that. So we'll work on that, but it will be working from this document is what I'm saying. That's the main thing. So you'll have your real numbers, the real actuals up to date, and then we'll be able to tweak as we go along.
Great. Awesome.
This looks great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night. Come on, Eric.
Run.
Come on up.
All right. So we'll bring it up here. Here we
Front
go.
center.
Public Works. So where's my schedule here? So this is item 6. Budget workshop continues with the Public Works Department and Eric Coda.
He's coming. He's talking to Meredith for a minute.
He's getting her to run chainsaw for the next week while he has the chipper.
Yeah.
I'll come run the chainsaw. I might not like how I run it though.
All right. All right. So these should be your latest numbers. We plugged these in today. Auntie and I were working on this. So in terms of I'm not too familiar. Maybe Eric or Michelle or Peker are more familiar, or Joel. The revenue side of things. Or Val, I know she's on, sorry.
Isn't that based on our total number of highway
Yeah.
miles that they give us? So
Oh,
I
right.
don't know how to calculate it.
Okay. But can we, since these are all blank, can we calculate any of these? Equipment use, water department, garage sign rent from water department,
Well,
miscellaneous.
Commit Use Water Department, that's gotten down lower and lower, hasn't it?
Yeah,
So,
I guess it's been
You've had
nothing for the
some this
last.
year though. It just hasn't been recorded.
What,
Yeah.
equipment use?
Have you billed the water department for equipment use?
No,
No? Do you intend to build the water department for equipment use?
no.
So then I think we get rid of that line.
Okay.
Why is it there then?
Yeah, okay. Let's
I
just
mean,
hide it. So we can always,
for what little bit that we've been doing lately with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see billing out for, a truck for an hour every,
yeah,
let's just say 3 months or whatever.
yeah. Okay,
It's all, it's all the townspeople's money, so.
Well,
Yes.
that's the way I look at it. The townspeople
Yeah,
are gonna
okay.
pay it one way or another. Why do I need to bill them again? So,
okay.
Well, it
That's
depends
fine.
on who you ask.
well, I
You
know.
know, be careful who you ask, because if you're in the water department.
Yeah, that's what, Eric, it's really, whether it's 5 hours in 1 year and that you get 75 an hour. I know that's not a lot of money, but people in the notch and all over are gonna say, why am I paying the water bill? Helping the water. Aren't we billing them at $300 or $400?
Yeah, I know.
More in principle with them than the money.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's.
Yeah, I know.
And Eric, or Ian or anybody.
Yeah.
Under revenue for state highway.
Yes,
Go back up.
In 2021, we got 125. And then last year, only 56. Or we're halfway. No, we're not halfway.
No, last year we did only get 56.
Should that be changed to over 99 or leave?
I'm not sure, Joel. I don't know
We get a document from the state. I don't have it in front of me. It's currently tacked on my bulletin board in my office, and I can check that tomorrow, actually.
You want me to go
Okay.
look?
You might. It's on the right side if you really want.
so, yeah, how is it where we've got it's a budget of 95,850, that's back in 2020, 2021, but then our actual is 125, but then it dipped down to 56. Like, what happens?
I mean, that could be a number of things. It's either going through the books again and just re-verifying everything to make sure that we didn't miscode something.
Uh-huh.
Because I know that it was a pretty intense year with everything going on.
Okay.
But
I mean, that's a $43,000 reduction. It doesn't
Yeah.
like state reduced our state highway that much.
no, I agree.
Right, that's what yeah, because it seemed like it should be a set amount,
Well,
given
yeah,
given how
because-
much highway we have.
We don't decide that number. The state does. So if Michelle
Yeah,
can
it's a
say that or
certain
not, I know that
percentage
there's a
per
lot of
row.
transition going on in my office.
Okay. All right. Yeah, take a look at that tomorrow, if you can. Just to
Well, yeah,
see.
no,
I'm just
yeah.
curious.
I'll
Given that
update
it was
the
100,000
numbers.
and we brought in 56, and we're at 51 at the moment. So
Okay,
let's just see what's.
so this, Anthony, this is what on your board. This was dated July 11th, 2022. It says first quarter, 25,725.97, and then each subsequent quarters, it says 25,725.96. So whatever.
So that should be the 100,000.
100,000, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So something must have happened. Something
No,
must
I
have
think it's
happened
a
in 21,
reporting
22.
issue. Honestly, I'll go back into the books and look. I was while you were getting my paper. Came across, like we were just talking about.
Okay.
That's close to $103,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's put that in there since it's been budgeted for these last couple of years. I'm going to drop it in there just for now, and then we'll confirm tomorrow. But you're right. I mean, that's the 4 of 25 equals this or whatever. So, all right.
And Eric, we didn't get any grant revenue. We didn't get any grants. Highway. We got zero for the last couple of years.
We got one grant. I submitted all the paperwork. December, I think it was. So we should be getting some grant money.
For this year?
For
or
this
next-
year,
For
for-
2021,
for the
2022,
notch.
Or 2022,
For- yeah.
2023.
Okay.
For work that's
Maybe,
This
yeah.
budget year, the
Okay,
work that's
fine.
already
Probably
been done.
Val or Anthony could maybe take a look at that and plug that in.
Yeah, we have gotten grant reimbursements through the Better Roads program and some other ones through VTrans.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we
If
can
I was
plug
a
it in.
general
We'll have a little bit.
taxpayer, looked at this budget, I'd say, do we ever get any grants? And it just doesn't
Yeah.
show. And I know we do.
No, we get a lot of
Reporting-
grants. I mean,
Reporting wise, sorry. Just for grants, depending upon what the grant is for, might at times go against the reimbursement of expenditure. So hypothetically, let's just say our salt line, we get a grant. Like, I'm not saying that we are or we aren't, but
yeah.
you're getting reimbursed. Like the grant's for $20,000, but you're getting reimbursed the $20,000, so you put it on your expense line.
Oh, I see.
Well, it just occurred to me too that for several projects, we set up separate codes in other areas of the budget that don't show up in the general fund. And
Yep.
so those expenses and revenues get coded to that specific project code.
I see. Okay. Right. Because it's not a general budget thing. It's just to do with the project. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that and grant
Okay.
reporting.
It would be nice outside of this to have in the town report the amount of grant money that the town brings in. That would be really interesting to see, and maybe we can work on it for this year, perhaps. I know that, Val, in your report, you often detail grants that have come in throughout the year in terms of different projects, but it might be nice to have a separate section for that, because I don't believe we do.
It's a good
'cause
idea.
usually, as you say, it's project based, and we don't really have the details of the projects in there. But it might be nice to have like a cumulative total of grant revenue, just like Joel said. Residents of the town, taxpayers of the town can see that the sheer amount of grant money that is awarded to Bristol on any given year.
Yeah, for example, the Lincoln Road Riverbank Restoration Project, that's a separate project and it's got a separate source of grant funding for it.
Right. Right.
And
So
the
it's
balance
gonna
of
be-
it would be paid for out of the Capital Roads program.
Right.
So it sounds like this line is never going to get used.
Yeah, it may not, because unless we get a very specific thing for the Department of Public Works, we may not ever enter anything in here because it's going to be project based.
Eric, didn't you get a grant for a piece of equipment? We'll say.
Got one for the mulcher.
Yeah, so you see, that should go in there. It was a revenue, and then it'll come out of the equipment line. Correct? Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then aren't we also getting grants for updating the MRGP, the road inventory, the culverts and road inventory?
Supposedly you can get one.
Yeah, I think we've applied and I think those expenses are just in-house expenses. So it would be worth noting when we get those funds. I don't think those are coded under a separate account.
There we go. All right, I put a little note in there
Mhm.
just so we can take a look at that. Yeah, that would be good. Thanks for catching it, Bill. All right, let's move on. So personnel insurance, Eric doesn't really have any control over that. So let's move on.
The rate, Anthony, did you put in the raises what I asked?
Yeah, we did.
Because it doesn't look it.
No, that should be. I based it on the personnel and made the corrections there. So that, I know it looks like it's only showing 6.4, but when you
Yeah.
actually look at the personnel, it actually shows it better.
Okay.
So it's in there. It's just, that's
Okay.
the entire salary amount.
And Eric, we'll have a separate discussion about that at a later
Yeah.
date. So
Yeah.
we can talk about that.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Equipment.
we need something. Have we settled on a base number to plug in so that, because like Joel said, we wanted that there first this year. So that when we're looking at the bottom line,
Yes, we have talked just amongst ourselves, and the general consensus was to just go off of the inflation number. So just like, I mean, yeah, it might be highballing, but it's currently at 8%.
So in all of the salary lines, there's
Instead of the
8%.
standard 3 or 4, we were going off of inflation,
Okay.
which currently right now stands at 7.7 to 8.
We all don't get that. I'm just
So my question is that number, is that 7% in the salary lines on this budget as of now?
Yes,
For all the departments?
currently right now, except for the police department, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, well, let's put that down because that's usually an executive session discussion. Let's put that down for next week. And I'm telling myself that, Ian, put that down for next week. Okay.
Okay, so a question for Eric, your training line, I know this year's way out because of the CDL and that.
Right.
Is that $1,000 going to be enough for next year for them to maintain and do whatever they have to do for their CDLs and that?
For the CDLs, not, well, no, because you can see where we've done 500, it's 841,
Right.
and then you do 500, and the other year was 177, 1 year is 800, so.
Depends on who comes due.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So $1,000 should cover it, those?
$1,000 should cover whoever comes due.
That's what I want, that's what I wanted to make sure.
Eric, does that
Okay.
cover physicals too?
Yes, that covers the DOT and the licenses. And it's usually it's only 1 or 2 people per year that, get hit. So, and there is a couple trainings that I want to send the 2 new guys to this summer, which, because we're VLCT, it's a cheaper rate than if we would do it on our own. So I think that should be plenty.
Okay. All right. Move on to equipment.
Ian, can we go back to why did
Sure.
workers' comp drop so much?
What's that?
Why did
Workers' comp, why did
drop so
that
much?
drop by 31.8%, Anthony?
I was just going off of our, the first invoice we placed, and then I input that information into our VLTC document.
That original figure was tied to the VLCT passive tab on that master spreadsheet based upon their
Okay,
invoice.
because I mean, the year before that was good. We only spent 6,700, so, and we had budgeted 21, so that's good. Okay.
The tab, the original figure, before it was adjusted, accounted for a 12 or 15% expected or proposed or projected increase because VLCT bills on a calendar year basis. So because we're on a fiscal year basis, we need to project what the increase might be in the next calendar year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing we have to do with health insurance.
Exactly.
Is health insurance is on a calendar year?
Yeah.
Health insurance is on a calendar year, and so the tabs in the master spreadsheet
Yeah.
attempt to calculate those projections.
Okay. Okay. All right. Should we move on to equipment? All right. Supplies. Keeping it the same. Parts.
Yeah,
We got
everything
now.
should be the same.
Well,
You're
close
comfortable with
now.
that? I mean, you're at 76.9 and 85.2 and you're halfway through.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. I think we'll be fine. I mean, this year has been a bad year for repairs.
Yeah.
And a lot of, it's not just us. I've talked to some private contractors and some other towns around, and they're in the same boat we are.
I'm just thinking prices of everything are going
Oh,
up, so that's what I'm.
freaking
It's
terrible.
like, are you?
I'd rather leave it as of that right now. See what the bottom line comes in at.
Okay.
And then if I can, I can adjust it. But I'd rather just
All right.
lowball it for now.
All right. Keep tires the same. So what's
But-
your fuels? That you jumped quite a bit on that.
That's that's the price
That's
of
the
fuel.
pre-buy
I called
or
down
the-
to Champlain Valley where we get our fuels from and took what he gave me for a number, and I've been keeping track of our fuel. So
Yeah.
as of what was it? December 1st or some, middle of December, we've gone through almost 10,000 gallons of fuel in our equipment. So I projected a little bit more for the summer use and stuff, and then times that by what he gave me for a gallon price.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's what that came up with.
All right.
I'm surprised our actuals are so close, given the way the price of fuel was this summer.
Yeah. You think
Yeah.
it'd be like jumped a lot?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, are we missing something there? Because
if we are,
because you're not even, you're halfway through the year and you're not halfway through your budget.
yeah, I don't need to have 60 there then.
Well,
I mean, Anthony's, you plug these in today, right? I mean, these are these are the latest.
I plugged
from
these
memory?
in today.
Okay.
And I mean, the way that some of the expenditures will come in, it's usually, I mean, they change. They tend to change every 2 weeks, depending
Yeah.
upon when the next warrant goes out.
Well,
Yeah.
if
So
that,
we could have a big jump.
Yeah, because
well,
I
I
know
know-
there's some Champlain Valley bills in there for Eric, 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
there's-
most of the
there's-
times his are $1,500 to $1,600 a pop.
Okay.
yeah, it was still,
Well, something doesn't make sense there. Same thing has happened on some of the other sheets, like 2021 actual, 21-22 actual at $15,000. That can't be,
yeah,
Right.
that can't be right.
yeah, that was right.
It's
When the year
because-
before was 20, when the year before.
Fuel-
Fuel dropped
2021.
off.
Right, but we left the fuel line, that same amount budgeted, basically went 0% up. So that way, in case we went over on some other line items,
Yeah.
that would offset. That's why we've been maintaining that as a 0% increase.
So the previous year was 23,000.
Right.
This year you're at 20,000, which is gonna put you around 40, while there's more in there tonight.
Right. So if we're halfway through the budget year and we're saying that we're only at 44%, 45%, we could probably drop that 60 down to 50, 52. Yeah, if we had another 10, 53,000, we'd probably be pretty good. Not $52. There you go.
All right. And also too, sorry, Peter, to answer your question, the actuals potentially 2021, 2022, those have not been updated in this particular document. I don't know, Val, if you can speak to that. If you went back and updated these from the last time that these were worked on or last time those were worked on.
As far as I know, those are the most current figures.
For those years, for the 2 years
Correct.
ago?
Correct.
Okay.
They were, the
Oh,
2 years ago were based on audit figures.
I was gonna say 2021, 22, we must have the audit or 20.
I don't know, it says
Right.
not audited above,
Right.
so.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, 20,
Right.
21 is audited.
Correct.
21, 22 is not.
Correct.
So maybe that's why we've got that discrepancy, because we kind of spent 15,697 on fuels in that year,
We could have.
unless we didn't
fuel
drive
was
anywhere.
cheap.
It was cheap back then.
Fuel was cheap. Fuel got down to,
Oh.
Three something,
well, it was
Oh,
down
okay.
to $1.97 at one point.
$1.97.
$1.97 for off-road fuel at
Oh,
one point
okay.
in 2021.
Okay. All right.
It was a
Oil
very
antifreeze?
short window.
Yeah. You want to, so keep that the same, oil antifreeze.
Yeah,
Purchases tools.
everything's good. The
Okay.
raised up the contracted repair because we got a few things that we got to do this winter with the excavator, and now a couple of the trucks that went down we got to repair. But so that's why that went up to $1,000 on that.
Okay. And then your equipment rentals. Now you've got nothing so far for equipment rentals.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That should be,
Well, you rented the lawnmower, over the,
Yeah, they
over
should,
the,
4,200 for
Maybe
that.
that,
was
maybe
Bagley's
the
was
coding is
there.
different, Anthony.
I'm wondering where I put
Yeah.
that under. I might have put it
We
under.
would have to.
No,
Contracted
I put it
services
under contracted services. That's why.
Okay.
and not equipment rental.
Yeah.
The chipper will go there.
Chipper will come out of the equipment rentals.
Okay.
But yeah, I put that in the contracted services.
All
Which
right.
is where it belongs.
Yeah.
Cause you didn't rent it.
I
this
didn't
year.
rent it. No, the tractor ended up breaking, so we never got a chance to rent it.
All right.
So is that,
Garage.
that's where that typically comes out?
Right. Yeah.
Are you intending on doing that next year? I mean, if they'll do it for almost what it costs, so you get an operator and everything,
And he did a really good job and did a lot of roads.
crazy not to you do it under contracted services.
Yeah.
Where's contracted services?
It's down under,
Oh, it's down there. We'll get to
materials
that.
and
Okay.
services.
Well, hey, let's now. So since we're talking about that, so Peter, what were you talking about just then?
We did, he typically rents a over the rail mower. And
Oh,
this
yes.
year, and this year he did it as, because he couldn't get it, he did it as contracted services, and it was within dollars of the same money, and it
Yeah.
come with an operator.
yeah,
Okay.
Operator and their fuel.
in their fuel, yep,
Is that so, Eric? The 25, you've bumped it up
yep.
by a little bit. Is that including potentially doing that again for next year?
I was contemplating it, yeah, plus that also is gonna include, what we need to spend for the Knox Road grant that I applied for
Okay.
again this year.
Okay. All right. Good. I just wanted to
20%
catch
needs to
that
come
before
out
we
of
move
that.
down. All right. So garage,
Yeah.
Garage. supplies up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Actually,
You can move your cursor, it was right.
there you go.
You're good now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So 6 for that, and then we've got heating fuel going up.
The heating fuel, I bumped it up, which I don't really think I needed to.
Because you're
Well-
at 579 now, but obviously, again, with those bills, we could be getting stuff in the next few months that really bumps that up. But I mean, looking at
Oh,
your
we
past
burned
numbers
some waste
too.
oil there too.
Yeah, if you could, Ian, change that back, put that back to 25.
Sure.
Because I don't think we're gonna, with the heating oil or the used oil that we use, I don't think we're gonna hit that anyways.
Okay.
The gas I did bump up because we've been running over.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're at 122.5 right now, so
you're
Right.
at 5,100 right now.
yeah, so that's why I put that to there.
Yeah, but you got another 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, then see, I also take into account that the heating fuel for the other barn we don't use, so I kind of play the ball game on it, kind of work them both together.
Yep. Mhm.
But is that actual 5145 the pre-buy? We paid it all? Or do we pay by the gallon there? Pre-buy?
No, we do a pre-buy, and I would imagine
We're over it.
we're over our pre-buy right now, because
you want to bump that to like 6, maybe?
Well, like you said, he's got it in the other.
The fuel line that
He's
kinda
got it in the
plays back
fuel
and
line
forth
in the other garage.
yeah, I got another
Okay.
$2,000, if it stays the way it is right now. And we
Okay.
keep burning used oil, and, this winter hasn't been that cold
Yeah.
yet. So I think we'll be all okay with the combine of the two.
Okay.
But the electricity is, that's good. So the rest
I mean,
of the numbers.
eventually that should, because I think we've got one of those buildings on the solar, which we only get the 10%, but these eventually should be able to be bumped down once we get a
Not
good
too
few
much
years.
because the solar goes to that line as well. We're paying for solar too, so we're running about the same as we were before we got solar.
Wait, say that again, Sharon?
Solar, we still get charged for solar, so it goes to that
No, I know.
account
We
under
we only get a
electricity.
10%. We only get a 10% of it out of the 100%. But
No, but
eventually it
as
should
far
be.
as dollars go, it's pretty close to what it was before we had the solar.
What's the
If
point
it's
of doing
not
the
exactly
solar?
the same. My understanding was that because I said the same thing, I thought it dropped a lot, and then I got the solar bill, and it's
No,
with
yeah.
the solar and the electricity together, it's about the same as what we were before.
It's
Just that we're running
it's
cleaner.
9% or 10% difference, which is very small. So,
Very
yeah.
small.
Yeah.
It's hardly
Sharon,
much.
So
Sharon, the solar bill covers more than just a town garage, that we buy electricity from the solar company, more than
correct.
just. a garage?
There's like 6 or 7 accounts that we do. 2 of them are for DPW, the rest are for other places.
So do you,
Yeah,
you split that up then, that bill? To other,
It tells me what goes where.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we agreed to that project, we essentially, I think we take almost all the solar energy that's made over there, but we only actually use 10% of it. So our accounts, our heavy use accounts, which are, as Sharon said, 4 or 5 or 6 of them, are credited fully, and then we have to pay the solar company back. But it is, we get 10%. So it's not a huge amount, but it's nice to know that we're using that energy and the town's using that energy. So electricity will keep the same. Phone needs to be the same, or pagers.
Do you still use
about-
pagers here?
Yeah,
There's one person that wears a pager. Bet you can't guess who it is.
No, I can, but he doesn't answer it.
what do you want to do with that then?
No, they all wanted to increase, they wanted all cell phone reimbursements, and we said, you got pagers.
Right.
Eric, do you have luck when you call them on their cell to answer?
Yeah. I have not called them and not gotten them.
Okay.
Okay.
When was the last time you used the pagers?
Years.
Well, I've never called them.
I was gonna
And
say
how long have you been?
I don't freaking know. I know Pete, he stopped calling them there for a while too, towards the end. He
What
would
do you
just
wanna do with
call
that,
on
Peter?
cell phones.
Well, I'm just thinking if we're not using them,
Yeah.
we
Hey,
should get rid of them.
Okay.
Is there a physical charge other than the paging for the pagers themselves?
Yeah.
So we're paying a monthly.
Yeah, that's what the 600 is for. It's,
Well, no, that 149 must be, so it must be about $400 worth of, or $300 worth of.
But you got 540, 270, 149.
Michelle, there's a bill in the folder for CBC paging. I think it's a quarterly bill.
yeah, yeah.
I say if we're not using them, let's end it at the next quarter.
$148.50.
If no one's using them, what's the point of having them?
So we're spending $600 a year.
Well, here's the question though, because the whole thing about the cell phone request was because they said, you contact us on our cell phones, we're using our personal cell phones for work and we want to be some reimbursement. You
Yeah.
know, it's not that we require them to have a cell phone, but, and that's why at the point we started talking about this, Peter, you said, you have pagers, use them, that's what we're paying them for.
Yep.
We're not going to give you cell phone reimbursement. So that was the discussion back, I don't know, it might have been last year or the year before. I don't know.
I
Correct.
think it was actually during the summer or spring or something.
It wasn't that long.
Even
ago.
I remember that discussion.
So that was why
I really
pagers left
don't,
on there.
yeah, I don't care one way or the other. I mean,
But
like I said, there's go ahead, Ian.
I was
I
going
could
to
just
say,
see you using that $600 somewhere else.
yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like if I don't think we should be paying for something that literally just sits on the charger and no one uses them. That sounds ridiculous. I know it's a small amount of money, but like let's not use them anymore and let's move that money somewhere else and let's probably revisit the discussion about cell phones because that's just the way that's what everyone uses.
Eric, the employee you said that wears a pager, does he take it home every night?
Yeah, he wears it constantly, no matter where he goes.
And is that how you reach him in the middle of the night? Come in? You call,
I don't even reach them
He
during the
sends
day.
them a
that
pigeon.
send a pigeon. Okay.
way. I mean, during the day, if it's on a weekend, I call the cell phone or his house.
Yeah.
Like I said, since I've been foreman, I don't believe I've ever called the pager number.
Yeah, I think that one, figure out something else.
Uh,
I said I could bail on it.
yeah.
Then,
Well, if they're not carrying them,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
if
a
they're
waste of
not
money.
carrying them, it's a waste of money.
Yeah.
right.
And if
Yeah.
they, you know, if they, right back to the same conversation, if they want reimbursement, then they carry the page. But they don't want to carry the page, and I don't
Yeah.
blame them. It's one more thing
Yeah.
to keep track of.
Well, that,
Yeah.
and you got one more thing on your belt.
Yeah, and they're not gonna give up their cell phone regardless.
No. No.
And I can tell you all, even at my office, we all have to have our cell phones and use them.
So,
Okay. All right. We'll knock that down for now. Maintenance.
garage maintenance, yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Water fees and then
Yeah,
rubbish removal. Okay.
yeah.
Materials and services, road, gravel.
Gravel, I bumped up a little bit because, talking with Josh from Starksboro, he talked with Fred McCullough for crushing, and they're going up a minimum of $1 a yard this year coming for crushing. And it's our year or whatever that you want to call it for crushing coming up this summer. So I bumped it up a little bit.
So we do a combination of 2 years.
Right, so we'll do half out of this budget here,
The
or
current,
half out of the budget I'm in now, and then the other half will be out of this coming up budget. Do about 4,500 to 5,000 yards usually.
Eric, is this the year you're gonna take out the center between us and New Haven and split it with New Haven, or one more year of our own?
Eric actually called me about that, and me and him have been talking a little bit, and we thought about just doing it this year, starting coming up. That way McCullough has only got to set up once. Maybe we'll get a cheaper price. They don't have to tear down. They just set up once, and then they just crush theirs and crush ours out of the same pile.
Okay,
Or same vein, whatever you want to call it, going right through. We'll just have to truck ours away like we've been doing the last couple of years times anyways, which is
Okay.
no big deal. I usually get Starksville's truck and New Haven's trucks and our trucks, and we keep up with it, so
you're gonna find those big rocks we buried.
probably. Yeah, we are, once we get over there, yep. Yeah, so we've been talking about it. I'm gonna take Peaker down, when we get closer to springtime and have him look it over with me and stuff.
So it looks like we're at, you bumped up this a little bit, but then we're already at 105. But that's our
Right.
buy for the whole year? Or
Yes,
no?
that's the whole stand for the whole year, and she
Okay.
went up. They went up 50 cents this
Okay.
this budget year, so I bumped it up a little bit. And 70, salt went up to, what is it, 88? No. Yeah. 80,
Okay.
$82 a ton right now, I think. So,
All right, a little bit more for cold patch.
yeah, a little bit, because it's the same thing with the fuel and stuff. Price went up.
Okay.
And actually, let me see what I've been doing. Yeah, it seems to be running right around what I've been spending, so. The signs, that's, well, it depends.
That's okay. I mean, we're gonna need more signs. I mean, part of that was we bumped it up last year because of the new signage for road changes and stuff like that, which
Road
some of that,
changes, and then,
some of
yeah,
that
if you
didn't
guys
happen
do
this year,
your,
but
you do your 25, and I gotta get them, and then, you know,
Yep.
the crosswalk extra signs, and
yep, I want those.
so.
Okay.
Tree work, left it at 8.
Okay.
And don't
Eric,
take long
Eric,
to burn through
Eric, do you
that.
think that's enough?
What's that, 8?
8.
No, tree work. I mean, Peker talked a month and a half ago about helping get started on trimming the canopy in the village. You think
I already did it.
All done, Joel.
it's all done? Okay.
About 3/4 of it is done. Not everything completely done, but the worst majority of it and 3/4 of the village has been trimmed.
Okay.
Okay, great.
We were
I
gonna
mean,
have,
I see more tree work in your future. Guess
Yeah.
I would
with
just
ash trees.
bump that up to 85, $500.
Okay.
It's the thought, just my,
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it don't hurt because
Well, we
They'll
save money on
spend
those pagers.
pretty much.
I
I
expect
mean,
you,
yeah, if I got the tree money there to work with, and like that tree that you want to take down, Joel, over there on what is that? Meadow Lane.
yeah,
That one tree alone is $3,500.
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
One that's sitting in the road.
You couldn't get Mother Nature to do it a couple weeks ago?
she didn't do it. The ones that you thought would have went down didn't go down.
Yeah, that dead tree up our way didn't go down either.
Nope.
Just a branch off of it.
Pavement marking. Well, the pavement marking was in for
Yeah. North and
Wow.
Pine.
Yeah, never mind.
But you bumped it up more.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Uh,
65 to 7.
Oh yeah, I did.
Eric, one of the things
Do
I
you want to go on, Joel?
I think,
Well-
Eric, things on the pavement market, I get asked a lot, is
Okay.
the white fog line, especially
Yeah.
like Country Road, and the Bristol Moncton Road.
Yeah.
What would it cost us to do that fog lining? Even if we did it every other year, not every year, or every
That's
three.
expensive.
It is.
Yeah, you're gonna triple that amount easy to do.
Oh,
to
you
do
are?
Moncton and
Okay.
Burpee.
All right.
Because they do it so much a linear foot.
Right.
We got that walk behind one there. They can just start out.
There you go.
We can make it part of their exercise program. They're supposed
There you
to walk
go.
so much every day anyway, right?
There you go.
You let me do it when I'm running that, but it won't be very straight.
It won't be with that thing that we got. If you hit a stone, it up and down turns. Mine's gonna go like this.
Yeah, that's what it
Well, that'll be better for when Bruce does sobriety
That's-
checks.
It works in
anything,
everyone's
Ian,
favor.
with putting that back down to 6,500 is $1,000 of that comes out for the paint for the crosswalks. So right now you're going to be down to 5,500 to do
Yeah,
But
and
you
I know
haven't
in
been
that
spending.
other
Yeah.
quote we got was like
the
Whatever it
1,093 and 2122.
It's only
Okay.
$1,000 though.
And I haven't bought this year's paint yet, which I don't usually buy until April.
yeah.
So it'll be
I'm fine with
another
that. We're gonna-
$1,000 or so.
We're gonna do more.
In
We're gonna
April,
do
May.
more and more of that stuff. Guardrail. You haven't bought any guardrail this year?
Not this year.
None last year, none the year before.
Yeah, I did.
They're all zeros.
Well, I put guardrails in on
Well, then you build them somewhere else.
where the hell did I put them?
You did it on South, didn't you do it down by South Mountain Tavern where we lost the sidewalk, or we fixed that, you fixed that drain?
Huh?
Guardrails
No.
there, did you just between Basin
No,
Street?
not new.
No,
No?
I did. Where the hell did I put them? Oh, the notch,
Yeah, I
the
thought,
upper notch. I continued down through there, put guardrails up.
That wasn't under.
Well, they got-
right?
No,
They got charged somewhere else. Okay.
no.
Is 5 okay for this coming year, July to next
Yeah.
year? Is it next?
Yeah,
Okay.
it should have been around $2,500 to $2,800 for that set of guardrails up there.
Okay.
The extensions.
All right.
Stone for ditching. I think we'll leave that the same.
Yep. Looking pretty
We're
good.
there. Storm drainage. The 25 is,
Yeah.
like I said, for Bagley's or whoever.
Yeah.
Eric, the storm drains, is
Yeah.
that, you've left it about the same, does that do anything for the coming year of the drain we've been talking about at the, across from the elementary school?
Across from where?
The elementary school?
Oh, to redo it, to revamp that?
Yeah,
No.
didn't we look for a grant for that?
Valerie and I, we've been trying to apply for a grant to redo that whole thing up there, make a bigger entrance for the water and all that. And, so we've been working on that. But no, that the storm drains are for like rehab, the ones that we got. I usually have Cy come in and hydrojet and suck out the drains, which I did all of the ones up on Mountain Street by the school this year.
Yeah.
So that's where that money is for.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I think you were out, Joel, when we okayed the grant application for, up
I
across,
think I was.
up across from the school, so.
Okay. And now, of course, then that would be under that, what we just talked about earlier. It would go under it, if we got the grant for there, it'd go under grant revenue, and then it would come back out of storm drain. Correct?
Or capital improvements or whatever.
Capital
Yeah.
improvements or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Contracted services, and we got permit.
Yeah, that Valerie knows more about the permits than I do.
Okay.
We're gonna have permits up on Lincoln Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got
That-
nothing so far, but we got
Right.
low amounts previous
Ooh, I
years,
gotta
but
get
good to
all
have
the
that.
Yes,
This
you
has
do.
to, the permits line has to do with the annual MRGP, the municipal roads general permit activity. So there's an annual fee, and it's pretty hefty. And then there are some additional fees. Yeah, I hope that's even I hope that number is enough.
Well, we've got, I mean, look, previous years, well, we're not quite sure about the not audited numbers, but we got 1350 here, 240, and then we're at 0. So yeah,
That's true.
you'd think that 3 would be okay, but yeah, we can also double check that as well.
Well, I thought we just paid a hefty one, but maybe I'm thinking about water.
Miscellaneous, keep that at, or are you bumping that up a
Yeah,
little
keep
bit?
that at, yeah.
Well, you bumped
That's
it up.
where we usually buy some tools or some, something like that we.
Some miscellaneous stuff?
Miscellaneous stuff.
Yeah, miscellaneous. Well, you bumped it up. Do you want to keep it down? Because you
Put it back to
previous-
1,000,
Okay.
Ian. 1,000
Okay.
be plenty. I was figuring on something else, but we're good at 1,000.
Some parts for your truck.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we've got indebtedness. Anthony updated these. Right, Anthony? Yeah, these are updated.
Yeah, they're updated. I'm gonna look at the actuals with when I actually go through the audit and post
Okay.
the official numbers.
Okay. All right.
Ian, can we
There
get
you
rid of
go.
that? I guess you can't. You've got a actual over on 2021 Storm South Street Bridge replacement. We paid it off, so I don't know if we need to.
Maybe we can hide it.
so
Hide it
zero.
for now.
It's gotta stay on for 3 years and then it'll.
Oh, does?
then it's-
Okay.
That's supposed to
All
disappear.
right then. I'll keep it there. I want to use the hide function. Okay. Looking good.
No.
Anything else you want to talk about regarding this? Either Eric or board members?
No, I'm good for now anyways, yeah.
Okay. All right. Super.
Not as bad as I thought.
You didn't look at the bottom line, did you?
Yeah, 5.6, that ain't that
Was that
bad.
what it was?
Yeah.
Was that the overall one?
Yeah, that
I was looking at
was
7.8.
the total by taxes or something was
Yes.
5.6.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So I could go back and raise some more then.
Yeah.
Till we lock it.
Yeah, there you go.
Fantastic.
Well done.
Thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate your
Thank you,
time on
Eric.
this.
Yep. Hey, Jimmy, is it snowing up here? Just a little bit?
Mm.
Flurries right now.
Oh, good.
Not too bad.
Flurries when I come in.
Yeah, the ground out here's got a little dusting on it.
It's only
That means
supposed
I
to
gotta
be,
get
if
up.
anything, 1 to 2 inches tonight.
Oh, goody, that means I gotta get up at 2 o'clock. I'll call you.
Call me, I'll check it out for you.
All right. You wanna plow it, go ahead. We're good with that too.
All right. All right.
You guys all set with me?
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric.
Alrighty, have a
Night.
good
Here.
night.
You can go take a nap. You'll be up.
Yeah, in about 4 hours
For what?
to check roads, because I gotta get up, get at 2, be here by 2:30, check, see if it's in, then call the guys at about 3:15, then they're in for 4. Before school, gotta get them done before school.
Good night.
Good night.
Guys later.
All right. Fantastic. Moving on. All right. Item 7, review of preliminary draft of town meeting and police district warnings. And let me bring those up because I've got those here. Let's take a look at the town warning first. Share. And then we also have Jen Wagner.
Hey,
Moderator,
everybody.
Jen
I
Wagner.
hung in.
Hello.
Yep. That was real scintillating. Interesting. Oof.
And again, I messaged you. I apologize for not, because it was on my mind to reach out to you because when I was putting the warning together, and I forgot to. So I do apologize. I didn't mean to leave you out of the loop because I knew that I would get some good feedback from you and you'd have some good thoughts.
No worries. Nothing like last year.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see if I can find this. Here we go. Let's see if I can share. All right.
You better make it bigger.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's because it's got the comments on too.
Yeah.
Aaron had a good round of comments, so we've updated those. Let's take a look at that. How does that look? Does that look better? Does that look the same?
Oh, it looks okay.
That looks okay? All right.
Yeah.
So I put this together. So there's probably a few things you might want to look for. This is obviously based on last year's as well as pre-COVID, because we're going to return to our normal town meeting and not just do informational meetings. So I've got the verbiage here, I think, from our pre-COVID meetings in terms of meeting on the Monday, March 6th, and then obviously voting Australian ballot on Tuesday, March 7th. I've added in to hear the reports of the town officers, which was tradition and obviously for a town meeting. And then we've got our Australian ballot for town officers. And we have a 3-year term, which I believe is Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got 1-year term, which I believe is, who is that?
A 2-year term.
No, it's
2-year term is speaker.
and it's speaker. Have you put your, you got your signatures
No,
yet?
why would I do that?
Because you only have to have it in by January 20th.
Jesus.
But you just
I-
go
I-
in your meeting next week and get all your signatures signed anyway.
No, he has candidates have until the 30th.
30th. The 30th is what you
Yeah,
told me before.
appropriations are the 19th.
Oh, okay. Can I ask if you plan to run again, Peeker?
You can ask.
Do you plan on running
Doesn't mean
again?
he's gonna answer you.
Yes, probably.
Because we do have someone else who's interested in running, but I don't know if she wants to do a 2 or a 3-year term. I haven't seen her
Oh, of course they'll
paperwork
do
yet.
They're gonna do a 3-year term because I haven't run one yet where I haven't had somebody running against me.
Is that true? I don't. Interesting. Okay. And then we've got 2 school board members for a 3-year term, 1 moderator for a 1-year term, 1st constable, 2nd constable, 1 lister, and for 1 year, 3-year, and 1 lister for 1 year. Article 3. Are we changing that? No, we're not changing that one, right?
That's what it's been because they always want to put it down.
Yeah. Okay. And then we've got this for Article 4.
And I think they do the same thing for that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was originally 8, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
went to 6 and now we're down to 4.
Yeah. And I think we were all pretty happy with 4.
Not the
we
people who are
can't-
late.
No, that's true. That's true. Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah, I know.
Article 5, that's our salaries.
Can't we bump
And
that up?
we can't set that, correct?
No, somebody on the
That's just-
floor has to,
Yes.
I think has to up that. I don't think we can.
No. And I hope someone will agree. They'll agree to keep that as is or raise it. But I think we're all happy to serve.
Oh, yes, thrilled.
Article 6, obviously, excuse me, we're going to be working on those numbers as we go along. Same for 7 and 8, and obviously the articles may change as well as we update this. Same with these. So I've left these as it was last year, but I don't know.
We
We'll
don't
need
know
to
what the
update these.
undesignated fund balance is, do we?
Right, I know. So we'll need to look through that and decide what we want to do in terms of moving. Same with these, and don't look at this bottom line number. It's what this is, but obviously this is going to change. I would like the technology fund, because I'd really like to start upping that to be able to improve our communications and our IT infrastructure in the town, especially on the software side of the website. I'd really like to improve that. I don't know if ARPA money will come for that. It's definitely on the list, but I don't know if it's on our short list or on the short list that they've come up with. But there is a little bit of support for that, but not as much, I think, as other items that were put forward. So I think I would like to have that upped if possible. And maybe the undesignated funds, can we put that towards the technology fund? Is that possible? Some of those undesignated funds?
We could, yeah.
ask. Yeah.
We can
Okay.
ask if they will.
Okay.
We have to know what that number is and then figure
Yeah, I
out.
was just about to ask Anthony if we know what that number is of the undesignated reserve fund or undesignated fund.
I want to double check, but I think it's like $349,000 based on the most recent audit, not the one currently we're waiting on, but the one that we had just finished as of a couple months ago.
And remember, it's
Yeah,
like you
that
said
would
they
include the rainy day fund.
they don't call it undesignated funds.
It's
correct?
unassigned fund balance.
Fund balance, right?
Unassigned fund balance. So
Unassigned fund balance.
maybe we start using that terminology just so we're straight, because when we start to look at it in the audit, we can't find it. We're going to get worried.
Right.
Unassigned fund balance. So okay, so in terms of that, we obviously will get our number, and then we'll start to divide up where we feel it's most appropriately used. So I definitely would like to suggest upping the technology fund to be able to accommodate some of the things I just mentioned. And obviously we can go through and take a look at the others too.
I'm sorry if you addressed this and I missed it, but did you already agree on Articles 9 through 13?
No, because
They're just holding places.
Holding places.
Right. Maybe make those numbers X's too.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Good point, Valerie.
Yes.
Because that got me a little nervous.
Yes, this is my first time doing this, obviously. So please let me know how to improve this process. But yes, I should have X'd those out. You're absolutely right. I wonder if I can do that right now. Let's highlight that. Oh, can I? Here we go. All right, so that guy and that one. In fact, all of these numbers really.
Mm-hmm. There might have been one on the previous page too, wasn't there?
Okay.
Were they all on this page?
I have no idea.
They're all on that page. Previous page was X's.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And so these two, I mean, they're highlighted. Thank you for catching that, Sharon. 15 is Lawrence Memorial Library. We're waiting on that budget. And then we've got a new one here that Sharon added. Article 16, will voters renew the exemption of the Bristol Rescue Squad for its property located at 45 Moncton Road from real estate taxes for a period of 5 years pursuant to 32 CSA 3840.
Yeah, that happens every time. We got a couple others that we do that with.
Okay.
The lodge, I think the lodge is one. They were one.
Libanus
used-
Lodge we did a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
We used to do the old rescue squad station on Fitch when the fire department owned it.
Yep, no
Okay.
longer.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
the rec club was on that list.
Oh, yes. And then for these, so what I did was here, and I don't know if you can correct me if this is incorrect or if it needs to be changed. Since last year we sort of we were trying to group the Bristol organizations and the appropriations together, so the taxpayers could understand the appropriations that immediately go to support Bristol organizations. And so that's what I've done for Article 17. I've sort of grouped those together, where it's Bristol Cemetery, Bristol Core, Bristol Family Center, and this matches last year's town report, and we'll continue in this year's town report. Again, this total, don't look at that because that's not what that amount is. And then the highlighted yellow is organizations that the town hasn't received their letter of appropriation asked for yet. We're waiting on that.
There's a couple that came in today.
Okay, good.
I got a
I'm
new
working...
one, so there'll be another article.
Okay, that's fine. So I grouped them together just as here, and then the next article starts to detail another Bristol organization who's asking for more, which is the 4th of July Committee. They're upping their amount so that they're on an article now as opposed to in the list. And then we've got ones that are in their either second or third years of being new to the town, for Article 19, for Article 20, for 21, for 22. And then as we move on to 23, these are continuing with our appropriations, but these are organizations that aren't directly related or directly centered in Bristol, but serve the Bristol community. And again, that number, sorry.
That seems to be the repeat number all the way through. Same total.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it should be just a whole bunch of X's. But I don't know if anyone knows, or Sharon, if you can correct me, is it okay to break up the articles like that? I just thought it was more organized and people would understand it better and could see what the Bristol organizations were versus outside organizations.
Well, the one thing it will do is it'll stop them from lumping all of them.
Yes.
Which I think is probably a good thing. Like they will move to lump all of these. Yeah. And they'll move to lump all of the Bristol ones, but with this in the middle, yeah, it'll break that up.
Yeah, and what we did last year, everything was on Australian ballot, so every single organization was an article, which we don't necessarily. We could do that in our in-person meeting, and Jen, you might have thoughts on that, but I know traditionally we have grouped them together to do one vote for all of the organizations versus individually.
So the way it was in the past, those articles that were different would either be before or after these, and they would lump them, and they would move to lump them all together. Personally, I think this separates them, and they won't move. They'll move to lump the Bristol ones together, and they'll move to lump the rest together.
Yeah, and you know that total amount will still come through accurately in the town report in terms of detailing the total amount of appropriations. It's just the way that I've laid them out to show the differences between Bristol-based organizations and outside organizations. But that total amount will come through correctly or together.
It'll come through more than that. Yeah.
I mean, if we never have any changes. So the way you have them now, if we didn't have ones in the middle where they've changed them, these would be back to back. See what I'm saying?
Well, I would probably, I would still like to separate them out if we can to just demonstrate Bristol-based versus outside. If we're allowed.
I'm not saying that, Ian. I think that's good. I'm just saying if we don't have
If somebody doesn't change.
organizations that have changed, then the two articles would be one after the other. If there's nothing.
Oh,
in
I see.
between, you
Yes,
can't change.
yes, that's correct. Yeah.
But you'll always have the library that changes. They're a separate article every
Oh, that's
single
true.
year.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, and
So
what I
there'll
did
at
was
least be one.
Yeah.
for this article, which starts here, 17, it was following sums in support of the Bristol-based organizations listed below. And then for this one, I just said the following sums in support of the organizations listed below. I didn't want to say outside or anything like that. It's just organizations. This is the one we've used for many, many years. I just added for this one, just Bristol-based, just because it worked nicely last year for the town report, and I sort of wanted to keep that.
Yep.
Yeah, it works.
Okay.
Ian,
All
can
right,
we,
thank you.
Ian,
Joe,
in Article 17, where it says Bristol Little League and softball, I honestly think it should just say, so Little League, baseball, and softball.
Okay. I know that you wanted softball before and Sharon caught
Yeah.
that, so you want to add baseball in there too.
Just after league, put baseball and softball.
Okay.
There you go.
So question, when you're done with that,
Sure.
I know that, I know as a moderator, I like to lump things together. It moves the meeting along more quickly. Often there's no objections. So that's where you have an article for each organization. Here you've lumped it. So I'm going to put it to the vote of the voters, and someone could say, I'm cool with everything, but I hate that Bristol core group. So maybe the majority of the voters just don't like 10,000 to core, and they're going to vote down all of these. So I'm going to have a discussion. There'll be amendments from the floor, and I guess that's how it will still work. But I just sort of didn't want any one organization to lose its funding because somebody didn't like, or the majority of people didn't like one of these lines.
They have the opportunity to separate them out and discuss them individually. You're just lumping the amounts together. That's the way it's happened in the past. And we've had amendments in the past that have either passed or failed.
Or just the amounts.
Yeah, the thing is when an amendment to increase an amount or decrease an amount happens from the floor, then it messes up all the numbers, and we have to go back and redo those.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a lot of good mathematics.
I say we, I really mean Valerie.
Right. And this is, I mean, in the past, it's been, I think the moderator has asked, is everyone okay with voting on a one single amount for all these organizations? And then as Speaker said, each one could be discussed. And, there have been times when a hand has been raised and asked what a particular organization does, and response is given if someone's there representing them. And then generally the floor, it will have a full vote on all of them.
But they can ask to have them voted on separately, each line separately.
That's true if they wanted to. Yeah.
I just want to point out that since not all of the proposed budgets are in, that the part of the Article 17 that says amounts level funded or lowered, keep in mind if somebody's asking for more, you need to change that verbiage too.
No, they have to have, that's what the ones in the middle are.
Thank you for that check. Okay.
They have to, if they ask for the same for 3 years, they don't have to petition.
Got it.
After the 3 years, and then if they want to change the amount, they have to petition. So that's what the articles.
Article 18, 19.
Yeah.
Thank you for the explanation.
Yeah, that's why the 4th of July is in there. They hadn't changed theirs for years, but due to the cost of fireworks and things like that, they've asked to have it made it higher. So that's why they're in. Yeah, for these particular ones, the amounts can't be changed. It's mainly for the town budget that changes can be made. And then, as Speaker said before, it's redone. And then we bring that new number back, and the moderator would then discuss the new number.
Got it.
And we've had situations where the recreation department budget has been increased by the floor because of the high support that the recreation department gets from the town. And so we've gone and we've updated that number, and it's been voted on. Let's take a look. So we've got these, and then I've got my Article 24, which is at the end of the traditional meeting. And we do have the Zoom meeting information because I think we'll probably do a hybrid meeting, work with NEAT on that and do a hybrid. So we'd be broadcasting out either via Zoom or through Neat. Probably
You can't
Zoom
do
as
that
well.
when you're voting. You can't be by Zoom.
I was just gonna say
No.
that if we're doing Australian ballot, we're doing on the floor, they can't do
Voting,
Zoom.
you can't have Zoom.
Correct. So one of the stipulations that might be in this informational meeting blurb would be that if you're attending via Zoom, you do not have the ability to vote. Can we say that?
I don't know. I think we have to check because I think when the emergency order expires, like the middle of this month, you can no longer do
Zoom.
Zoom. So
No, you can
need to
do
double
Zoom. You
check.
just I don't think you can vote by it. We can still provide a way for people to see the meeting remotely. It's just they don't have any participation in it, or
Well,
at least in the voting stage.
I'll
But we
have to
should
double
let's
check with Secretary of State's
That's-
office.
Ian, that's been happening before Zoom. Town meeting was live streamed out,
right.
Just streamed, yeah.
Yeah.
but nobody, they just listened and probably got mad at me and said I clicked on the meeting and voted no. But yeah.
Right, that's
Yeah,
true.
so
I mean, I
don't know
guess
if you don't know, it might not have to have the Zoom because Neat usually live streams it.
Yeah, but like I don't get Neat,
Mhm.
so,
right.
Yeah,
you know, but I'll be there.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, then this is no different than
Right.
what it used to be.
Well, so what we could do is, we might be able to figure out. I know that this on the MAUSD side, they've used the webinar kind of thing where it's a one-sided thing. It's similar to looking at Neat. You would just log in and be viewing it. There's no interaction at all. Unlike our meetings here, where someone could chat and things like that. Perhaps we can look at that for this particular meeting. I know that we upped our Zoom little thing last year to increase participation numbers in case we had a lot of people joining. Maybe there's a way to do it so it's just like a broadcast versus more interactive, and that would cover us in terms of people understanding it's just for viewing, but there is a Zoom link for viewing. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, depending
Yeah,
on the
maybe-
settings, we use it that way for our office quite often, where
Okay.
only certain people have the opportunity to speak, or like board members
Yes.
be able to do
Okay.
that.
So Sharon, double check with Secretary of State's office and make sure that what we can do, but we definitely would like to provide some sort of Neat as well as Zoom, just because we have that platform and people are used to it, but we just want to make sure that we're doing it correctly.
Legally.
Okay.
Legally,
Yeah,
thank
right.
you. And I'll look at the
Because
Zoom
I've already had a
options.
question about this. If we're voting from the floor, I've already asked, why are we doing informational meetings? So we might need to rename what they are.
They're not
Okay.
really informational meetings.
Well, they were previously. What do we want to
Yeah.
change
Were
them to now?
before.
So we wouldn't have two informational meetings if we're going back to the way it was. We would just have town
The
meeting
town
day.
meeting, but don't we have to have two for the police district?
The police
Yes.
district we do, but we don't have to.
I believe the
Well-
police department required the first level informational meeting, and that was just broadened to overall police department and town meeting.
So if they need to have
Police
two,
district.
yes. Is there?
Which we don't have a warning for tonight.
Yeah, we do. I got one.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah,
obviously.
it wasn't. There wasn't much change to it from here.
We
I'll
just
bring it
have
up
to
in a
have a
sec.
new number in it for the budget, probably.
I guess,
Yes.
Ian, if I could speak a second, I guess I
Sure.
don't mind a Zoom meeting because, if somebody can't get to the meeting, I get it that they can't vote because I don't know how you would do that, but at least
Yeah.
they could get on a Zoom meeting and say, I don't agree with this increase in this. And they can convince the rest of the people in that hall. Say, that fellow that called in or that lady that called in had a good point. I'm going to vote no. And that's where you couldn't do that with a Neat TV. All you can do is listen at home and maybe get upset or agree. But if you had a
Yeah.
Zoom meeting, you could at least comment and try to convince the voters who are in the building to change their minds.
In-person meeting for a reason.
That's true. Yeah.
But that's the whole
Well, I guess-
purpose of it being an in-person meeting.
Right. I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's have Sharon check with Secretary of State and see what legally we're required to do.
Jennifer has something to say, Ian.
Oh, sure. Sorry, Jen.
Question. course, I'll be there in person on Monday, March 6th, but do you need me this time around in any other prior select board meetings, these informational meetings?
Well, so we were, discussing the informational meeting. We need to do 2 for the police district. And I was
Which
wondering.
one is always at a select board meeting.
Correct.
And the other is before town meeting on Monday.
Right. It's a select board meeting. So
6:30 at 6:30 prior to the regular meeting.
Correct. And that's on the warning. Yeah. My question for the board is that do we want to continue to hold an informational meeting even though I know that it's not talking about the voting, but it would be talking about the budget. Our board member is interested in doing that. I think it was nice to be able to discuss the budget with people who perhaps aren't able to attend town meeting on Monday, March 6th, but it would be up to board members to say whether they would prefer to not do that or are okay with doing that to continue with an informational meeting.
Well, I'll make 2 comments. I don't have a problem doing that if, we want to do an informational meeting for people to talk about the budget. But we talk about the budget,
We're going to talk about it for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
So if somebody has comments to make on the budget, they have an opportunity then. So that's my only thing about saying, I don't know that we need another one.
Okay.
I would tend to agree with Michelle. We're hashing this all out, setting the numbers. If they've got a potential problem with the numbers, they should be involved in the conversation here. So that we can we have final numbers. Yeah, so that we have the appropriate numbers in the budget.
Okay. Yep, I think that's fine.
The main difference with that approach is that folks will not have folks might be responding to their town report and numbers in the town report that aren't available right now.
Not available like written format other than what we're we're putting them in as we go right now.
Yeah, but you're right, Val. It's a more completed report that we would be talking about potentially on February 27th.
But if we do an informational meeting about the report, then I don't think we need to have Jennifer go through every single article.
No.
No, the way we did the last couple of years. We can just have an informational meeting that says, here's the budgets, does anybody type of thing, not read every single article.
Right.
Correct. Because we want Jen to bring her game on March 6th. So we don't want to waste that energy on potentially February 27th.
Right.
Actually, town meeting is March 7th, I think.
I don't think so.
Town meeting is March 6th.
Oh, that's right. Bristol
voting is March
is the voting, the Australian ballot voting is the 7th.
Right.
Correct.
The 7th is town meeting day. We meet.
I know.
We meet the night before.
Got
it's confusing as all hell.
It's very confusing.
It is.
You can't really call it town meeting because it's not town meeting. Town meeting day is the next day. You're right.
It's town meeting night.
Town meeting eve.
Well, town meeting eve. Okay, so we're gonna find out if we can do the Zoom. I'm pretty sure we can. It's just the voting thing we're a little bit cloudy on. It sounds like board members would be willing to have an informational meeting on the February 27th. Is that what I'm hearing, or did we decide not to do that?
Is that a regular? Fine with that. I believe the police district requires it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was thinking if we were going to discuss the police district, we could discuss and maybe not go through all articles, but at least there'd be a finalized copy of the town report that people could look at and ask questions if for some reason they weren't able to meet and join us in person or via Zoom potentially on Monday, March 6th.
So how do we deal with those questions? Do we bring those questions up on Monday night and say, when we read an article and say this question was raised on the 27th?
That's true.
I'm just being devil's advocate here, and I'm not trying to be difficult.
Because it is different. Because you're right. It is. Yeah. Are we collecting information on that evening to then? Yeah. No, it's different. It does change how it is.
Because the informational meetings before the last couple of years, they couldn't make any changes to them. They could ask questions, but there could be no changes made to anything.
Because it was all about the vote on that next Tuesday. Yeah. So perhaps we don't, because you're right, Peter. I think that adds a lot more complication to it, and our responsibility. Do we bring that stuff up at the meeting the following week? And I don't know if Jen, if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I think your role to do that. If there were other people participating in the informational session who heard it and they were convinced and they wanted to mention it in person at the meeting, they do.
Okay. Okay. I mean, Jen, what are your thoughts on the two meetings? Do you think two meetings are? I mean, the informational meeting prior and then the actual in-person town meeting. Do you think they're both required, or should we just stick with a single meeting?
Only the single meeting is required for the town, for the warning for the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian, the more I think about it, boy, I think we're going to create too much chaos.
Okay. All right. That's
I
fine.
think it's complicated.
Okay. No, totally fine. All right. So I'll scratch that, and we'll just do it'll be the single, whatever we decide to call it, town meeting eve on March 6th. Okay, great. No, that's
And we'll
perfect.
do
Thank you
the-
very much.
We'll do
We should double check about the police district requiring an additional, I think it required 2. There's a reason
Well,
why.
yeah,
we can do that on a
But
Monday.
that's on the police district warning, not this one.
Okay.
Correct. All right.
Okay.
So
And
that's
we can
that.
do that, we can do that informational prior to town meeting, and we can do it the
And I think Ian
meeting
has it set
before.
up that way. Ian has
Yeah.
that one set up.
All right. So let's take a look at that. Okay, hang on. Somewhere. Here we go. All right, there we go. I thought Sharon, did I not send this one to you? I only sent the town warning. I apologize.
I don't know, but you need to change the dates in all of this, because you got March 1, 2022, and down farther you got wrong dates.
Well, maybe that's why. Wait, where?
The first paragraph,
yeah.
it says Tuesday, March 1st.
Just. Oh yeah, that's way off.
And then down on the bottom, you have dates that are off, so.
Let me just. I'll just stop that. We'll review that next week. I think we have time to do that, right?
Do-over. It's a do-over.
Yeah, that's a do-over.
You get
Sorry
one
about
mulligan.
that. I was way off. I was way off with that. Wow. Okay.
You must have done that late at night, Ian.
Yeah, I guess so. Good Lord, that was
Or
really
you
bad.
started it and never finished it, is what
Yeah.
happened.
Maybe that's why I didn't send it with Sharon. I knew how bad it was. Decided to include it on a public meeting. Okay, I'll work on that for next week. Anything else for the town meeting or the police or just the town meeting warning?
This may not be exactly on point. I'm wondering if there are funds available for me to take the town moderator training again in a couple weeks.
I would think so.
I was going to say,
Now,
we
is
usually
that the
have
one
training
through
for select-
VLCT?
Yes,
Jen, is that the one?
VLCT.
I
Yeah,
believe
okay.
that comes out of the select board budget
Yeah.
or officer trainings.
All right,
Okay.
I'll figure out how to do that with Sharon.
It's
Thank you.
worthwhile.
I'm gonna log
Yeah.
off.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks very much,
Jennifer.
Jen. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yep, bye all.
Bye.
Night.
All right. Super. Thank you, everyone. That was productive. Let's move on. Item 8, authorized accounts payable warrant and any liquor licenses.
There were no liquor licenses, I don't think.
Yes, there
There you go.
was. I have a first and third for Drink Pink, which is
Which facility is that?
Yeah.
Bobcat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You want to drink
Okay.
pink?
Pink?
Yeah, that's their formal name.
Oh.
So
We have to sign that, Sharon, right?
no, you have it,
No.
I just bring it up and I do it electronically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So as long as you're fine with it and you don't have any conditions,
There weren't any conditions before, were there? Not
no,
for them anyway.
no, not for them.
So
Okay.
moved.
All right.
If you need us so moved.
The warrant is 66,384.64.
And that was the updated one you sent today, correct?
Yes. I added the Albertsons because I don't know what our credit limit is at Shaw's. So we owed almost $800. So I wanted to get it in because I was waiting for it. But so I try not to update, but sometimes I have to.
Didn't want to leave anybody high and dry, huh?
Yeah, no.
Thank you. All right. Thank you for that. All right. Let's continue. Item 9, Select Board Round Table. Let's start with Darla.
I do not have anything this evening.
We'll move on to Michelle.
Anthony, I meant to ask you, have you reached out to the people on the revolving loan fund who haven't paid? Or are not up to date?
I actually got a payment from one of our delinquent people. So we just got a statement actually in the mail about a week ago.
Okay.
So we're looking significantly better.
Okay, great. That's all I have.
All right. Peeker.
I just want to let you know that our table here is an oval, it's not round.
Duly noted.
I have nothing.
And Joel.
Just Valerie, where are we with the VTUMs and the water engineer for going out to bid for Pine Street?
I heard you correctly. Are you asking the status of going out to bid for Pine Street?
Yeah.
Well, we still are waiting for, we're still in the application process through the state revolving loan fund. And we still have some documents that need to be submitted. I think since I've been out of the loop for a little while, Jill might be in a better position to give us an update on that.
Jill's on. Let's make it worth her while. Her waiting through this entire meeting.
I thought that was her.
I know I've missed the last couple, so I figured I would just hang out and catch up with you guys.
Oh, thanks, Jill.
I'll have to touch base with Steve because I have to say, being that we're almost halfway through January, I keep going, why isn't this out to bid? Why isn't this out to bid? Why isn't this out to bid? Because the timing is great right now. So let me touch base with Steve and just ask him what they're missing, if it's on them or if it's on us. Because as far as I knew, everything was in. It was just waiting for the state to say, go.
Right, and I believe that we're in a position to put it out to bid. But we would need to, excuse me, we would need to let the bidders know that the funding is still not secured, and it won't be secured necessarily until after June or July. And so we wouldn't be able to actually commit to a contract or maybe even select a bid until after the bidding or the funding has been finalized.
So we did a bond vote. So technically we have the money
It's been approved.
The money has been approved up to 900 and something thousand. What are we waiting on, the state's forgiveness?
Well, we don't actually have a loan in hand. We can borrow, but we don't have a loan in hand to actually pay anybody.
They haven't approved us yet.
Right.
Okay.
All right. The process can go forward, from what I last recall, but yeah, we're waiting on some certain assurances from the state. But I think we can go forward and just let bidders know that where we are in the process.
We're a government entity. We don't need money. I think that's the way it works.
Seems like it.
Because a couple early December, maybe late November, I talked with Ruth Hart, caught her here at the bank one day. Senators, a bunch of legislators were in, and she was going to call you, Valerie, and ask her about the 50% forgiveness and things like that. So she didn't know much about it, but she was looking into it for us and going to get back to me or you. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been, nobody's contacted me from that office.
Okay. All right. And there was one more thing, and I can't seem to think what it is right now, so can't be that important.
All right. Thank you very much, Joel. All right.
Oh, I know what it was. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Jill sent me in October, was it, Jill? Or maybe early November. Steve and Alan's old list of every pipe in Bristol laid in the ground and what street it's on, 1905s. And I shared it with Valerie around Thanksgiving time. I've had a proposal on my desk in Middlebury, when I ever get back, to go over with the board sometime maybe in February or March after we get the bid numbers for this first street. I have a 10-year plan to get possibly with board approval first to talk about it, and then board approval, put it out to voters over the next 10 years to at least get all the 1905 pipes out of the ground by the next 10 years. In 10 years, they'll be 130 years old. I think it's time for them to come out of the ground. So I'd like to share that proposal sometime in February after they're done budgets and we're a little slower in February or maybe March. Okay.
Okay. That sounds fine. Thanks, Joe. All right. Moving on. Item 5, other business, correspondence, reports, and correspondence received. A couple things. Let's take a look. We've got in that section on the website, this Bristol Budget Status Report, we have the draft Munsell Avenue scoping study from Dubois and King. I encourage board members to look at that. Any comments, please send them their way. And we also have 3 appendices for that particular report, and it's all very good. Email regarding the national opioid settlement and our payments. We've had a letter from Turning Point with regard to the opioid settlement and encouragement for directing a portion or all of these funds to support the work that Turning Point does. And I think we've previously discussed that. And then we've got the Addison County Regional Planning January newsletter. I don't know if Val has anything to add to my non-existent town administrator's report. Val?
I do not, but thanks for asking.
Of course. And we do not have executive session tonight, but just a quick reminder to board members that our next meeting will be next Monday, January 16th, and then the following Monday, January 23rd.
Next week is just budgets, right? Next week we're just doing budgets.
Who knows? Who knows what agenda I'll create?
No, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
and it will start at 7?
Well, so that was the question I was going to ask. Traditionally, we have started at 6 p.m. And I wanted to ask board members their thoughts and feelings on that.
I'm fine with
I sent an email earlier this week, but I won't be at next Monday's meeting. I'm out of town.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's why we have Zoom, Darla.
I know. No, well, I'll be in the Bahamas, so.
Well,
again, that's why we have Zoom,
Right.
Darla.
It
Sorry.
works. Trust me, I know.
come on, Peeker called it when he was away.
That's true.
What
Enjoy your trip.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. What are people's thoughts? Would they like to start at 6 p.m. or would they be okay to just continue and keep it at 7?
My schedule.
I can do either way, but if we're doing 6, I don't want to be here until midnight.
Right. And I want to do, it's not a select board meeting, it's a budget meeting.
Right.
Sure.
Discussed by the select board. I want to do just budget on the odd nights, the odd.
Okay.
Week.
And so agreement of starting at 6, is that correct?
Peeker, you're not saying.
Sure.
I didn't hear Peeker.
Yeah,
One
no,
of the
that's
proposed-
fine.
Okay.
One of the proposed agenda items for the 16th was having a conversation with a person who submitted interest in the assessor position and provided a proposal and a cost proposal. So we can do that on the 16th or bump that to the 23rd. It's related. I think it has an impact on the budget.
Okay.
Will definitely have an impact on the Lister budget.
Yeah.
And the Lister budget has an impact on the overall budget.
We have to be wrapped up by the 23rd. Is that what's our
Deadline.
deadline?
The last day you can do anything to make the warning is the 30th. The 27th is the first day I can post the warning. February 5th is the last day.
So we would have to have it in hopefully before the 27th. Right?
No, we could do the 30th,
Okay.
Valerie, are you going to have your budget?
as long as you don't drag it out past the 30th. Because last year we came into a crunch and I got my ballots late because we waited too long.
But meanwhile, if the select board, if everything's squared away up by the 23rd, then a special meeting on the 30th would not be needed.
Right.
Boy, you're optimistic.
Don't
Considering we
tempt us,
started
Val.
like a month later than we
Valerie.
did last year.
Valerie, you said that the
I
assessor
don't think it's gonna be as bad. though.
budget, is your budget ready to come to us next Monday night, the 16th?
My budget, it's possible.
And the lister's budget, so, I mean, if it wasn't coming to us until the 23rd, we could make that decision when we get that information from this proposal on the 23rd.
Well, I'm hoping that, that by the 16th, with the information from the candidates' proposal, that we can run some projections.
Okay.
So do we want to meet with that person next week?
Oh, that's a question.
I think if it's relevant to the budget, we
We
should.
should.
Yeah. Will that be an executive session? Because it's going to be, we don't go, no.
Well, my suggestion would be if we're going to meet with him, if we have to meet him, let's do him first.
Right.
6.
In
And if it has to
executive
be
session?
executive, if it has to be, yeah, I assume it would have to be executive. I don't know. Does it have to be executive?
It's an
Right,
interview,
Michelle?
isn't it?
It's contract.
It is
No, what do you-
contract
But we're
negotiations.
not talking about his contract. We're kind of interviewing
Yeah.
him.
But he's given us numbers. Contracted position for numbers, so,
Right, but that should all be on paper that we can discuss in executive session afterwards.
Right.
okay.
Yeah, we don't have to discuss those numbers with him. We just have to interview him.
Oh, listen to his proposal, okay.
Right.
I'm just saying if we voted it down or said, let's hold, some other appraisal company would know, well, we know what they rejected. We'll
Right.
come up with a number.
Yeah.
All right, so the
No,
numbers,
I
the
would-
numbers, the numbers stay, numbers aren't public.
Confidential.
Yeah, thank you. Our interview is open session and then we move to executive session. Because we do need to, for salary discussion,
Right. Right.
we would, for personnel, we would need executive session for that. So we'll move to that and discuss that. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so 6 p.m. I'm okay with that. I cleared it with my kids.
Are we going to have,
They said go. They said go to.
Are they going to the
another meeting
Bahamas
so we can-
with Darla?
No, the kid said go to another meeting so we can do video games with mom, and I was like, okay.
are we going to have the numbers from Anthony's of underspent, or what are you guys, the new number, the new?
The unassigned
Undesignated
fund
fund balance.
No,
Undesign. Thank
no,
you. I'd already
Undesigned.
forgotten what that was.
Yeah.
Undesigned.
We're going to have that so we can fill in those numbers too?
I can give you our audited numbers. I have not heard anything back from the auditor about this audit. And I have checked in at least 3 times. So
Okay.
we'll see about those, but yes, we'll have the exact number from our most recent audit documents.
And that's the one we need anyway, right?
That's right, because that's for this year. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Man, that's confusing. Okay, fantastic.
Yes,
2021.
2022. Yeah, 2021, 2022. Yeah.
No. It's oh wait, hang on. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
2021, 2022.
He's working on the current one.
Yeah.
No, I know he's working on 2022 to 23.
Right.
God, can't we move to annual instead of fiscal? Wouldn't that be much easier for us? I know we've had this discussion before.
Nope.
They moved it. They moved it the other way for a reason. I don't know what the reason was, but they did.
Well, it's because it was state, right? It was
They did
synchronizing with the
it,
state.
no, the budget.
Oh.
It used to be January 1 to January 1.
Yeah, because
I
they
know,
did an
that's-
18-month budget and they borrowed money from the
Revolving loan fund?
no, they borrowed the money from the closure fund for the landfill. And nobody
remember
was
that.
ever really sure if it ever got paid back.
Oops. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I don't think we have anything else on the agenda. take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
There we go.
Third.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good
Thank
night.
you, everybody, for thinking of me last week or 2 weeks
Good
ago.
night.
Good
Good to
night.
see
Of
you,
course.
Jolie.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you.
See you, Val.
Good night,
Okay,
Val. Good
bye-bye.
night, Joe.
Bye, Jimmy.
Bye, Jimmy.
Take care.